Greetings, humans. You have entered the Command Zone, your destination for all aspects of Elder Dragon Highlander. Enjoy your stay.
How's it going, everybody? We are here. We did it. It is the live streamed episode of the 100th episode of the Command Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy Wong.
How is it? It's Josh Lee Kwai.
The one and only. And we have over 400 people in the chat so far, which is super exciting.
Wow,
Actual
409.
faces, yes.
Very exciting. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. We're super excited. Episode 100. What a milestone, Jimmy.
It is a milestone. How long ago did we start this thing?
Almost 2 years.
Nice.
Probably like 20 months or so.
Really? Oh, jeez.
I never thought we'd make it this far.
Really?
I don't know if that's true or not.
You just quit?
There were points along the way where I wasn't sure if we'd make it this far.
That's true. A lot of people are saying, how's it in chat? So, Josh, you've started a revolution. So.
I'm so happy that so many people are spelling it correctly with the Z.
Oh, yeah, it's not with the S, right?
Yeah, so great work, everybody.
Interesting.
I don't know about the people that are saying what's it. That's a little bit. I don't know what that is.
You guys don't say what's it on the island?
No.
I ask you as though you were like an island native.
No,
You're
yeah.
from Portland.
I'm from Portland. I just have a lot of family there.
So we have a very special podcast for you guys today. For one, we have an entire bunch of stuff that we're giving away.
We're going to make it rain.
Yeah, we're going to make it rain packs everywhere. I was like, oh God, don't hit me. We have cool stuff. We have a From the Vault Annihilation, a couple of fat packs, as well as a Penny Arcade pin, Foil Mirage Wake. Lots of fun stuff for all of you guys. And of course, today would not be possible if it wasn't for everyone that is here helping us out. So let's do a quick tour. We're going to go mobile.
We're going mobile.
Whee! So we have Holland, who's behind camera. We have the one and only Danny Vink running the board and in chat. And we have 4 of our intrepid friends here playing EDH. So
some of these people you may know.
Yeah.
So that is Craig Blanchett, the one, the only, our famous Infect player.
Captain Infect. Who are you playing today, Craig?
Speaking of Infect.
Xenagos.
Yep. Infect. Like the monster you are born to be.
Exactly.
We have Vinny, who we mentioned a lot on the show. Vinny, who are you playing?
I am playing Rafik of the Many.
Wow, that is gross as well. You guys are all
Nice.
gross people.
Should put some Infect in there, man.
Phil DeLuca, say hi. Phil from the
Hey.
Commander and MTG podcast. Phil, who are you playing today?
I am playing Karametro.
How exciting is
Completely
that?
non-threatening.
Yeah, but it is foil, so you should probably kill him first.
Until turn 4, where he's at 30 mana.
And finally, Wesley T. Ruddle.
T. Wesley Earl, but
Yeah.
T. Wesley Ruddle.
It's all good, it's all good.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Child of Alara, which
One
I
of
will
my
never
favorites.
play.
Yes. Your 5-color wreck 'em all good
Wes
stuff
only
there.
has one commander deck,
It's
so
true, it's
we may have seen it a few times.
So these guys are going to be playing in the background while we podcast, and we have a rule. Anytime someone gets eliminated, we're going to sound the bell. Someone sound the bell. And that means that we're going to give something away because someone has died. And how wonderful is that?
Drop.
Whenever someone gets knocked out of the commander game, somebody on the chat will get free stuff.
Oh, and we have one more person hanging out today with us. Well, 2 people technically. Everyone, this is Eli, the one and only, and this is the son Ryden. Hey, Ryden. Eli used to be the editor for the show.
I did, back in the day. Now I had the worst. 12 hours, I think possible.
Yeah, you look a little beat. Eli's been in and out of the hospital. Hope everything's going all right, Eli. Thanks for joining us.
Target because I locked my keys out. Ryden was in his boxers, so I had to walk into Target with a pair of my pants on, find a brand new outfit.
It's a nice outfit, though, Ryden. We like it.
Ryan looks great. Anyway, Eli's going to be helping us run the camera as well. So we've got a lot of stuff going on today, but we have a podcast to do as well, right, Josh?
We do. So what's on the docket? We've got a lot of special guests lined up for today. We're going to have Brian David Marshall, the professor from Tolarian Community College. We're going to have Marshall Sutcliffe from Limited Resources and the Pro Tour coverage team, and Jason Alt from Brainstorm Brewery, who's going to come on and talk to us also. So pretty exciting. They're going to pop in and out for short conversations throughout the day. We've talked about the prizes we're going to give away. Also, sort of the big unifying theory, I guess, of this episode is going to be deck brewing.
Deck brewing. Everyone loves making decks, and we talk about it all the time. So what we're going to do is have it up to you guys to decide what we're going to brew. And that means we're going to have a straw poll. I'll post the link in chat. Just go ahead, click it, and then click on the commander that you wish for us to, I don't know, make a deck around. And we'll go through our process, what goes through our head. And
and we're going to take suggestions from the chat. Like, you guys are going to help us build basically a deck today on the stream with all our special guests. And we're going to be popping over to our side background commander game from time to time. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot going on. So strap in.
Exciting. So there is the poll for everyone to click. Very, very
So
exciting.
I'm excited to see who everybody picks here.
Yeah.
We sort of took a list of recent legendary creatures from recent sets.
I'm gonna go ahead and vote.
You're voting?
Danny, can you throw this the screen on? I'm
do
gonna
not.
Vote. Go ahead and
know-
just put
no.
in my vote here for Dragonlord Polygon. Oh no! The votes. Wow, look at this thing fly! Holy moly! By the way, don't actually vote for Dragonlord.
Please don't vote for Dragonlord
We
Call.
will not brew around that card.
I don't want to brew Camel at all.
Yeah. Good. Oh, we see a lot of Ayli so far, and Zada right close behind. Mono
Ayli.
red would be a dream of mine, of course. The nice thing is that we get to brew this with you guys. We'll show you also like sort of the tips and tricks that we do, like searching in Gatherer, how to correctly find stuff, and it should be a lot of fun.
Let's see, we got Ayli's pretty firmly in the lead here.
Yeah, with Alessia right close
Alessia's
behind.
next.
Oh,
Noyan
Noyan
Dar
Dar.
making a jump.
This is exciting. So we'll give this about a couple more minutes until we have a final result. But it is pretty fascinating seeing those numbers climb up and up and up and up.
While we're waiting, should we give something away?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna give away our first prize. Eli just saw the stack of packs and stuff, and his mouth goes like this. All right, let's do it. How should we determine?
We will do a raffle. Danny's the raffle all set up.
We can make it set up. Yeah, it's ready.
All right. So what we're going to do is to enter the raffle, you just simply type in the word that we're telling you. It'll be a keyword, and I'll enter you into the raffle, and then we'll be able to randomly choose someone from the chat. So, what should our first word be?
Our first word should be commander.
All right. So type in commander to enter. I have one to give away. There we go. So it's going. Oh, no. So we haven't decided any winners yet. We're still figuring out the Nightbot thing.
Just everybody type commander in one time, and then the Danny's whatever system.
I'm gonna roll it again. You ready?
All right, everyone. If you haven't done it already, do it again. Oh my God! Look at the chat go.
We got it.
We have the. Is it
550.
going or is it?
Mojo Hosky.
All right. Our first winner is Wojo Hosky.
Wojo, congratulations.
Congrats. So we'll give you some packs in the mail. What you're going to need to do in the meantime is just go ahead and send a private message. If you go down to there's a little button here that says Whispers. And you
Jimmy.
whisper me at JF Wong.
Oh my God, they're still going. They're still trying for the commander.
We've picked a winner. Don't worry, we're going to do it a lot of times throughout this episode. So if you haven't typed commander up till now, it's too late.
Yeah, stop.
Don't worry
typing.
about it.
Well, actually, you type as much
You
as
can
you
type
want.
whatever you want, but yeah. But we're going to do it again later,
Yeah,
many
we'll do it
times.
again.
We
We'll
have
do it
all
again.
this stuff to give away.
Yeah,
So,
and later on, we're going to be giving away some special stuff too. I didn't even say this, but
yeah, you
outside of this...
brought some singles.
I brought some singles, yeah. Outside of this sweet foil Mirari's Wake that I have from the Commander's Arsenal, we'll also be giving away a full set of foil lands from Balfour Zendikar. Ooh.
We've
So,
also said
got some big
we
winners.
will sign the foil full art lands if you want us to.
But don't make us.
I don't think you should because that will devalue them.
Yeah,
But if you
100%.
desire it, we will. Because we've had some people ask that in the past. But if it were me, I would not have us sign them.
If it wasn't foil, maybe.
Yeah, if they're just regular full art lands, sure.
exactly.
Let's do that, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at the poll and see what has climbed to the top. And with 53 outstanding votes, Ayli Eternal Pilgrim is going to be our commander to brew around.
Okay, it looks like we're going to start brewing. Is it Ayli or Ayli?
Oh, we should figure that out before we go, huh? It is.
What does chat think? Chat, do you think it's an I sound or an A sound at the top? Ayli or Ayli?
Or Ayli. A. It should be A, just so you can go. A.
Hey!
What's going
or for our
on?
Canadian friends like Andy Hull from the Commander's
yeah.
Group Project. Yeah,
He should be somewhere out. Somewhere
it's a
in
pretty
chat.
cool commander, A. Lee.
This is what I had to deal with the editing. Ayli. I-O-L? Nothing. Okay. A-O.
Hey! Aye!
Eli's
Aye.
having tough flashbacks from his time editing
You know
the
what?
podcast.
I don't know why we just asked chat. We should just make another straw poll instead. So is it A?
No, I like this. I'm reading it. Most people say A. Somebody says I like aisle, but aisle has AI, not AY.
I know. Well, we've had issues before in the past with
So he says, quick,
Pronunciation.
get Wedge.
Get Wedge. That's right.
We did. Wedge was going to come on. He tried to make it, but he had scheduling conflicts, so he is with us in spirit.
Ayli sounds Scottishly drunk.
I think it looks like Ayli.
We'll check the straw poll as well, but I think Ayli is right. We'll see. We'll check out these results here. Oh God, it's so tight.
How is it so close? It's
It's literally 50-50
It's literally
right
like
now.
2 votes ahead for, and they think it's Ayli. I like how you spell I.
I or A. It's going to be one or the other. Currently,
Really?
Ayli
Ayli.
is pulling ahead. This is insane.
Where's Shivam? Is Shivam here?
Yeah, Shivam. He is a
Shivam.
pronunciation expert.
Shivam said he was going to be here. Shivam, are you in chat?
Yeah, that's in the word.
Shivam, type in all caps so I can see
People
you.
are saying Ayli. It looks like the clear winner here. 94 to 80. It's surging ahead in our democratic election.
Democratically elected pronunciation? Sure. Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and search up Ayli. So, Danny, if you want to bring this guy up on the screen here. Ayli, Eternal Program, is a legendary creature from Oath, right? Yes. No.
No, she's from Battle for Zendikar.
She's from Battle for Zendikar. She costs white and a black, and
Full screen your browser.
it is full screen.
There you go.
She has Death Touch. It's a 2/3, and for one colorless, or actually no, one generic, you can sacrifice another creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. For one colorless, one generic white-black, sacrifice another creature, exile and target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total.
So she wants you to gain life to get above 50 life so that you can start blowing up everybody's everything.
Literal everything. It's non-land permanent, so you can't do lands, but it's still extremely powerful. Hey, are there any non-land permanents that need blowing up right now on the board, Craig? Yeah? What is it?
Like what? What if you could blow up one thing on the board right now, Craig? What would it be?
It would be Wes's collective restraint.
Ooh.
Wes, you should kill him as soon as possible because that is just that's crazy threatening that he said that. He could have said something of Vinny's.
Yeah.
That's definitely what's holding you back the most.
That is hilarious.
Vinny's is only 2, whereas Wes's is 5.
Oh, that is a lot of mana. So, important to note, Ayli says above your starting life total, so she doesn't have the Sarah Ascendant clause where it's just already at 30.
Right. Which we like that wording. We wish they would do that in the past. Although it looks like they're going to be doing that moving forward, which is great.
Which is great. So, what comes to mind for you when you first see this card, Josh? What do you want to do? Like, what does your gut instinct say?
I mean, I think it's gain life, obviously, but I want creatures with high toughness. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about creatures with high toughness is a lot of times they're cheap, so you can get like an 06 wall for 2 mana.
Right.
So you can actually have a powerful like cheap plays, which is rare in EDH.
Not to mention, if you're trying to get above 50 life, you're going to need stuff with high toughness to stop things from coming at you, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you're not getting hit, so when you gain life, you're not just losing it really, really fast.
So we can go ahead and go into Gatherer. By the way, Gatherer is probably the most powerful search tool online for Magic cards. You can do a lot of customization here as to what you want to search for. So for the first thing we're going to do white.
A lot of people are
colors.
saying Cleric Tribal.
Cleric Tribal? Ooh.
Cleric Tribal may be just more fun.
We could do Cleric Tribal with the life gain toughness. We can figure out some good clerics.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Cleric. I don't know. Cleric sounds fun to me. I like clerics. I like Edgewalker is the first thing I think of when I think of Cleric Tribal.
What does Edgewalker do?
Edgewalker is a creature that makes all your clerics cost 1 black and 1 white less. It's in Shadowborn Apostle deck because you just play them for free after you cast Edgewalker.
I see. So right now we have search criteria. It does contain white or black and does not contain red, blue, or green. So those are the colors. So if we do a practice search, we'll see that we're going to get a lot of cards. Haha! So you get multicolored cards as well as cards that have hybrid mana, as well as cards that are just monocolored as well. So this is a good place to start. Now, we're going Cleric Tribal. Is that what we've decided?
Somebody else is saying Wall Tribal.
We have done a Wall Tribal deck, actually.
We did do that on the show.
Corona.
Somebody's saying Aristocrats. I don't know, chat. Give us some direction here. Cleric Tribal is sort of like tickling my fancy at the moment, but I'm open.
Interesting. Well, people also like Magic Card Start Info. I like them both, honestly. I think they're both very powerful. But
of course,
we're going to stick with
EDH Rec.
Gatherer. Yeah, EDH Rec is also
Our
very,
buddy
very good.
Donald Miner.
So let's actually check out all of these resources that we have at our disposal. So EDH Rec, if you guys do not know, is one of our favorite sites. We had Donald P. Miner on the show before. And you can actually look up a card like Ayli, and it'll show you the top signature cards in the deck, as well as top cards. And he takes this by getting lists from Tapped Out and sort of a bunch of different websites and putting them all together. So let's do it. Let's check it out. So let's go ahead and add in.
Oh, this is crazy. There's so many options. People are already throwing out awesome stuff. Obviously, the Soul Sisters. A lot of people saying Clerics.
Well, let's start with Cleric and see what kind of spicy cards we can come up with. And we'll also be making this list on Tapped Out.
So this is where we'll be keeping track of it.
Yeah, so no one look at the screen right now as I type in our super elite password, which is just Josh Lee Kwai times 2. It is not.
That would have been way longer.
I know, right?
Lies.
All right.
It's amazing no one's been ringing the bell over at the side table yet. I would have thought
Craig's
Craig's
playing
playing.
Xenagos Infect.
Yeah, Infected Ghost must be falling on his face over there a little bit.
I've got Vinny at, what, 8?
8 Infect?
7. Phil's at 9.
Very close.
Wait, why are you attacking 2 different players? You're Infect.
They collective restraint and stuff, man.
All right, so we have Ayli. All right, so we're making this deck. I'm going to save and continue editing. And let's start looking at some of our options here. So we have a lot of clerics. Now, something like Drawn's Emissary. Would you put this in the deck, even if it is a Vampire Cleric ally? But it is not, I don't think, that powerful.
I don't know. It would depend on the other Cleric synergies. If we're going Cleric, I would put it in the pile of possibilities for sure.
Right, so
Edgewalker, if we're going Cleric, Edgewalker is like the first card I would put in.
Edgewalker, yeah.
That card's crazy.
Cleric spells you cast cost white, black less to cast, which means if you play Edgewalker, Ayli comes out for free.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Which is insane. Yeah, so on the same turn that you cast Edgewalker, you can drop Ayli if you want to. That's turn 3, although you can cast Ayli on turn 2 anyway.
All right, so Edgewalker is going to definitely be our first
We're doing Clerics.
Yeah, I like the idea of making a deck that has Cleric themes in there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously for me, I want the best stuff Clerics there are, and then we also, win.
We'll do some other stuff. Yeah, okay.
All right, the High Priest of Penance.
One of my favorite cards.
A very, very good
I'm not
card.
sure if it's going to fit in this deck. It seems like you need a way to make it indestructible, or you need a way to make it so you can use it more than once. Because just like one time it dies and you destroy an online permanent is not that great, especially since it's when it takes damage starting out when it dies. Especially since Ayli's already
doing it.
Ayli, I'm going to mess that up the whole day, is already doing that, right? So I don't know about High Priest. I feel like no. What do you think?
I feel like it depends on whether or not you want... Oh, Marshall sent me a text. He says it's AY space LEE. Is that I or A, though?
That's A.
A? Ayli it is.
Marshall Sutcliffe has spoken, everyone.
He has
Sorry.
spoken.
But he does the official pronunciation guide for Wizards of the Coast.
That's very true.
Because he has to say it live all the time. So.
Oh!
Somebody got knocked
Let's
out.
roam, baby. Let's
Wait.
roam.
Jimmy, really quick before we go over there, who do you think it is that got KO'd?
I believe Phil got KO'd by... No, I believe Vinny got KO'd by Craig. I'm going to believe in the Infect Dream.
I believe, I'm going to guess Craig got KO'd, trying to KO everyone else.
What happens?
So, I attached Livewire Lash
Well, let me get over there.
to Listener Elf
Exciting.
and Sylvan Libraried for Rancor.
Oh, God.
And
So it's a
Rancor.
what?
So it's a 3/1, but because of this ability, when it becomes the target of a spell or ability, it does 2 damage to target creature or player.
Oh!
So
Plus
just
incense.
boom, finished him off?
Right, and I wanted to go for Vinny, but I couldn't attack because of this stupid collective restraint. I couldn't attack Vinny,
Gotcha.
and so too much going on.
So who died?
Phil,
I died.
but I'm soon.
Phil, how
You're
does
not
that
long
come
for this
to-
world?
So my
exactly.
Citadel Siege triggered
I got to
at the
ring
beginning
the
of
bell.
this combat, targeted that creature. It has to, it's not a May, and
That killed you.
The 2 points, I already had 9 infect, it was over.
Wait, you have one player at 9, one at 7, one at 8?
No, 1 at 1.
Oh, 1.
That collective restraint came out like turn 4. It was crazy. Before I could even start attacking less. So.
How does it feel, Phil, as someone that hates Phyrexia?
I
that-
really, really hate it. This underscores why.
Oh, the irony, so thick.
The irony. All right, we're bringing it back to the table here. And let's give something away.
Type in Infect and you're going to win some packs.
All right.
So we're
Back-
calling
back
her
to the High
Ayli
Priest.
now?
Ayli. It's
Okay.
definitely Ayli. Marshall has confirmed. The High Priest of Penance, I actually like it because
Yeah?
if we're going to go themed and we're going to go tribal and cleric, why not just have another theme be we destroy target non-land permanents with everything?
All right, do it. It's another thing that does what our commander does. That's usually good. In the old days before Tuck, we would really like a card like that.
True. So, High Priest of Penance is in. It is, I can agree, that's sort of on the edge because you can't easily abuse it. But there
We're
are
gonna-
cards.
All right, we got a winner.
We have a winner!
Mex Ascended.
Max Ascended. Max Ascended.
Mex.
Congrats.
Mex Ascended.
Mex. All right, send me a message. and I'll tell you what to do. Congrats, buddy. You're going to win some packs or other stuff. All right, next up.
The big prizes I think we'll give away specifically. We'll be like,
Yes.
this one's for that. We'll do that with our guests.
Or is it Pontiff is good, but it's not powerful enough. For that kind of effect, why not go all the way and just get Elish Norn?
I mean, the thing I could say about Pontiff is if you were doing like the Shadowborn Apostle strategy, which I don't think we're probably going to do, although they are clerics, then that's a way to pump the whole team.
True.
If you ever swing with them, which I found you don't normally do. So yeah, I'd sort of pass on that for now.
Okay. All right, Underworld Coinsmith is an interesting one. It's an enchantment creature, originally from Theros, I believe. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, you gain a life. However, you pay 1 life and each opponent loses 1 life. That seems like a non-bow across the board, unless you have heavy enchantments in the deck.
Yeah, it's also like so mana heavy, right? Like how often are you actually going to be able to pay those 2 mana?
Very true.
Like I can't see the deck ever exploding and doing that 20 times in one turn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, Viscopa Confessor is the first interesting choice here because he has extort.
Yeah, extort. A lot of people were actually saying extort in the chat as a theme to go within the deck, and definitely we could probably build it in as a sub theme. Extort's just so good. I think it's one of the more underrated abilities in Commander because you can gain, like in that game over there, for instance, you would gain 3 life and do 3 damage for 1 mana.
For 1 mana, which is pretty good.
And
it's each opponent.
And that little tax that you add to every spell you cast, like if you do that like 4 or 5 times, that's like for one, in that game, if you did it 4 times, that's 12 life. You'd already put Ayli into the 10 above your starting life total category, and you've done quite a bit of damage. I kind of like Extort with Ayli.
I do too. I don't love this card specifically, Viscopa Confessor, because it is taking away from life, and I think the goal with this deck is control.
Yeah.
You want to just blow up everything. If they only have lands and you can destroy everything else, it's control and also giving fuel for Ayli.
Wait, what was the ability on the Protector? You pay life, and then you reveal that many cards from their hand, and you choose one and exile it. It's just that effect is not big enough. If it was all the cards that you saw, way too powerful, I know, then I would like it more. But just 1 card from any one player, it's too easy for that to mean nothing.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's go ahead and check out Extort. Now, there are not many clerics with Extort. There's actually just the Viscopa Confessor, I believe, that is a cleric. So let's get rid of that subtype and take another search here and see what white-black cards have Extort.
This is only going to show us dual-colored cards, right? It's not showing us monocolored cards.
Yes, these are only showing us dual-colored cards right now.
Yeah, so we'll look at the monocolored cards.
Actually, we can just do does not contain these colors, and it should show us all the cards.
Yeah, now we'll get the monocolored cards. Okay.
All right, so we have a lot of cards in the history of Magic that have Extort. And again, if you guys don't know, it's whenever you cast a spell, you can play white or black, and if you do, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain that much life. So what we're looking for are cards that are good in Commander, can either create tokens or gain us life beyond Extort and do something great. And one of the best cards just popped up, Blind Obedience.
I love Blind Obedience so much. This card is so underrated. It slows everybody else down. And it has Extort. So it has, what's the card? It's like Kismet, doesn't hit you, and just adds a little tax to all of your spells. I really like that in general.
Too.
I will admit that a lot of times Blind Obedience is in my stack of cards that I would play. And then at the very end, it's like, it's just, and it's perhaps incorrect, but it's one of those cards that's sort of easy to cut because when you look at it, you're like, but I don't have to have that.
Yeah, it's true. But it actually does way more work than you think it does, because a lot of us back there are playing Signets, Sol Rings, Giloloses, Therian Dynamos.
Well, and think about it against Craig's deck right now. He's playing Infectaghost, so Xenagos Infect. Xenagos gives a creature haste and +X/+X, which is basically doubles its power, let's say. And Blind Obedience just stops the haste part. It means that he can't drop a creature with Infect and attack you all in one turn because it comes into play tapped, and that's just kind of it. So against a deck like that, so good.
Also in the late game when someone is at like 10 life and just has to play a blocker, Blind Obedience just sits there and says, I'm sorry, every single potential blocker you play, unless they've already been on the battlefield, they're going to come in tapped.
Or Kiki-Jiki infinite combos, Pester Mites, Zealous Conscripts. Those just don't work because you make infinite amount of them, but they're all tapped, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, so let's check out the next card, Cryptghast. I think this has to go in every single deck that's either 2-color or 1-color, well, especially if it's monocolored. But Cryptghast has Extort on it. It doubles your black mana, and it came in Commander.
Yeah, it's great on a lot of. The only thing that would make it better in this deck is if it was a Cleric.
If it was a Cleric, that's right. So we'll add Cryptghast to the list and keep going down. So I think we're getting close to sort of the ideas that we want to have here. Is we want to have extort, we want to have creatures that can make use of it.
Oh,
And,
this one. A lot of people are saying this in chat too.
yeah, the Pontiff of Blight is absurd.
This card is legit crazy. Because it has extort, but it also gives all your other creatures extort. So what that means is if you have Pontiff of Blight out and 2 other creatures, now when you play a spell, you can actually extort 3 times for each spell because your other 2 creatures also have the ability to extort.
And every time you play another spell, you can tap. And every single one of those creatures, including the one you just played, if it's a creature, has extort.
Very often, if you have quite a bit of mana and Pontiff and a few creatures, you can end the game so fast because you're just like, do 6 to everybody, do 6 to everybody, do 6 to everybody, done.
Pretty good. Oh, ding!
Ding!
Yeah, let's go mobile.
Let's go mobile.
It's right there. All right. Wait, who do you think died, Josh?
I'm going to guess Craig.
Craig?
Because people like to kill the Infect player.
It happens. But you had Chandra's Ignition in your hands.
I know. Well, I'm stuck at 4 mana. I couldn't even cast my general.
Oh, poor Craig.
Oh,
Poor Craig.
wait, who killed Craig?
Rafik of the Many.
Oh,
Smart move, because with Chandra's Ignition, he can just ice everybody, right?
My goal, I've been stuck at 4 mana for a couple turns. I wanted to get this out and then Chandra's Ignition.
And just
this.
destroy everybody.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Chandra's Ignition makes the creature do the damage. So if it's a creature with Infect, it will do that much Infect damage to everybody. So a lot of times if you have a creature with power like 10 and you Chandra's Ignition it, you just win.
However, looking at Wesley's board here, it appears that the Pillow Fort is up. Wes has about, 12 lands, a Vidalcan Orrery, a Mirari's Wake, and the Collective Restraint. And Vinny's stuck at 5 lands.
It's my turn.
Let's see what Wes has in his hand so we can...
Yeah, Wes, if you can...
Flash at Ulamog, blow up Rafik.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's a good start.
I'll also flash Armageddon.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I believe the game has just ended.
Yeah.
So, Vinny, do you think you can recover from this?
By the way, he picked up every single...
I believe it.
All right, so hey, Wes, hit that bell.
You scooping?
Yeah.
Boom! Game 1 is over. Wes is champion.
All right, back to the drawing board here. So we have 2 giveaways to do. For the first giveaway, you guys will have, I don't know, 30 seconds or so after we announce it. Type in the word
Pillow
to win the next giveaway. And then send me a message.
You have the new one too.
Once you go.
All right.
620 viewers, by the way.
Pretty good. We're
great.
very excited.
Yeah,
a lot of people have shown up. Thanks
very
you guys
exciting.
so much for showing up. By the way, we have this on the schedule. BDM, Brian David Marshall, will be contacting him in about 15 minutes.
Very exciting.
He's the first guest, and he will help us build this deck.
All right. Omnis NVIDIA. Go ahead and send JF Wong a message in chat on Twitch, and I will tell you the instructions after the show is over. All right, so the Pontiff of Blight, 100% in the deck. This card is insane. By the way, if a creature has multiple instances of extort, they all trigger separately.
Yeah, so
So a creature with extort
we'll
gets
still
it
get
twice.
another extort. Yeah, it's crazy. And Cleric.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Pontiff, for being the cleric that we want. A zombie cleric, but a cleric nonetheless. All right, so
zombie sub-theme?
Zombie sub-theme. Let's see. Temporal Extortion came up because it has the word extort in it.
Any player may play half his life rounded up. If the player does, counter it. Taking it.
Nah, not so good. Throw Parasite. This is an interesting creature just because it could have counters. Removing counters is interesting. However, the effect's pretty slow, and you'll get removed.
Especially when Ayli can just destroy whatever permanent has the counters on it.
Yeah,
Unless it's Dark
exactly.
Depths, in which case you might. But that's too slow. Dark Depths is usually has some sort of trick that takes them all off at once.
What do you think of Treasury Throw? So whenever Treasury Throw attacks, you may return target artifact, creature, or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. This is white-black, by the way. It's not going to be very easy to grant
Why don't
them haste.
we do a pull on this one? This is another card that I have often had in my pool as I do want to play this card. It seems like it would be good, and then it doesn't quite make it. So, what do you guys think? Treasury Thrall, yay or nay?
Jimmy,
Yay or nay?
Did you run the second?
Oh no, we have not run the second giveaway. So,
People think that it's fort because they're all saying the word fort.
well, it is the second giveaway. So type in fort And also make sure.
We're gonna give him extra time for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, you get extra time. Type in the word fort. That's our second giveaway. We
Meanwhile,
forgot there
check
was
out
two.
the straw poll in chat and vote for treasury throw. Yay, nay, or Ayli. A lot of people voting for
Nay or
Ayli.
Ayli's already at the deck.
I know, but we have
you
some
have
of the
to do
A's over
three?
here. Yeah, this is the AY themed show. So it looks like a yay is heading it up here, but we'll keep this giveaway going. If you guys type in fort, we will announce the winner here. Wow, look at all these.
I'm getting texts from people like Andy Hull,
Yeah.
who's like, bros, it's Ayli.
EH.
Yeah.
With the
well,
Canadian
he's Canadian,
flag, by
yeah.
the way, afterwards.
Yeah. So
That's great.
I'm glad Marshall and Andy and other people had our back. Shavam is supposed to be our pronunciation expert, but he was. Where were you, Shavam?
He said, he tweeted at us, EH-LE,
Another poll
Ayli.
link, Jimmy.
Send another poll link?
Yep.
All right. So if you guys go ahead and vote if you think Treasury Thrall is a card that should
Did we
make
pick
it
a
into
winner
this
for
deck.
Fort?
I'm picking it right now.
All right,
Okay.
the winner for Fort is...
Is 1 second. There's so many people in here.
There are a lot of people in here.
Rats Goblin.
Rats Gobbler. Rats Gobbler, go ahead and send JF Wong a message. Otherwise, everyone go ahead and vote. It says Treasury Thrall is at 70 votes for yes and 50 for...
All right,
47
people like
for no.
Treasury Throw. This is good because I do want to put Treasury Throw in a deck, and I haven't yet. So
He sort of fits everything that we're looking for here, which is he's got extort, he is a giant thrall, and you can return artifact, creatures, or enchantments.
And it's a good effect to have in these colors is being able to recur not just creatures, but your other things. Because I'm assuming down the line we're going to have some like doubling cube
Yes.
type of, or just Thrawn Dynamos and things like that.
Yeah, if extort's a huge part of this, we're going to want to be able to make white and black mana
Yeah.
in bountiful amounts. All right, so these are all the creatures in white and black that have extort. So actually not that many.
Not that many. What about Clerics in white and black?
All right, so let's go ahead and check that out.
Because I feel like we're a little low on life gain right now. We
That we are.
that's going to be the bread and butter of the deck. I think we're going to want a good amount of life gain, but we're going to want it ideally life gain that's also does something else, right?
Yes.
Because pure life gain, not usually the best.
Never so hot. All right.
Should we cut over and see who for game 2 that are?
Yeah, so let's go to the wide camera here.
Yep.
Check out what's going on.
Do you guys want to take your commanders and just hold them towards camera so we can?
Show to the camera, show who we got here. So we want to have Mimeoplasm, Glissa, Animar Soul Elements. Oh God, Vinny.
I'm on the same one.
And Child of Alara. Guys, remember, Armageddon happened. Should probably find a way to stop that. Very nice.
Remember the deck that cast Armageddon? Maybe, just saying.
Maybe before them collective restraints get out, right, boys? All right.
Wait, Craig, is it another Infect deck?
Of course.
Of course.
It's Glissa, the one and only. All right, so we've got a lot of very silly creatures here, like the Abbey Matron, which for a white you can tap it and give it +0/+3 until end of turn. So it becomes a 1/6.
But for extra mana, you can just get an 0/6 for 2 mana. Like,
That's
what's
a
the
very
wall
good
from
point.
Battle for Zendikar? It's just, yeah.
Now, Absolver Throw. I like this guy. When it enters the battlefield or the creature it haunts dies, destroy target enchantment for 4 mana. Not so bad. Now, Haunt is an ability that I actually like a lot, and I never get to use it enough in decks. Is when a creature dies, exile it, haunting a creature. So it just sort of sits on the card like an equipment or an enchantment. So-
Right, and then, when that creature dies, it does this, right?
Yeah.
So it basically could blow up 2 enchantments, possibly.
Not bad.
It's okay.
It's okay. We'll put it on the maybe list, just because blowing up enchantments is very handy, as we saw in the last game, by the way. It's also a Thrall, so we have a mini Thrall thing going. How about this? Abzan Battle Priest with Outlast. Each creature with a +1/+1 counter that has lifelink. And Great and Limited. Not so hot here.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of ways to put +1/+1 counters. I don't think we probably will, in which case this card just doesn't do anything.
Now, Academy Rector
Okay.
is a human cleric, and this card is bonkers.
I mean, I guess we should decide, are we worrying about the cost of things? Because it is an expensive card. It's
It
on
is an
the
expensive
reserve
card.
list, right?
Oh, it is? I did not know that.
Is it on the reserve list? I feel like it is. It's expensive even if it's not.
Yeah. It is a cleric. It
What,
is going to
chat-
fetch enchantments out.
Let's ask chat. Chat, are we going to worry about the price tag on cards? Are we going to try to stay sort of reasonable, or are we just going to shoot the moon here?
Shoot the moon. We got no budget called already. Go all out. No budget. Lots of no budgets.
I don't see anybody yet saying they want to keep it within budget.
Spend it all.
Spend it all!
All right. Well, if we're gonna live a dream, we may as well live big.
We're
with
going to
Ayli
live
here.
big.
So
We're going to be...
Chat wants to run a poll to see for their bets on who's going to win over here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, let's run a poll. Okay,
All right,
that's good.
So we'll make a new straw poll. So we have Phil playing. Phil, what are you playing again?
The Mimeoplasm.
Mimeoplasm.
Oh, that's Phil's favorite deck.
We have Wes playing Child of Alara. We have Craig playing Glissa, the Infected, the Traitor.
Traitor.
Infected.
Oh, the
The
infected.
infected.
But the infected.
She is infected. All right.
And Vinny, what are you playing?
Animorphs.
Animar Morphs.
Animorph. Animar Morph.
Oh,
Alright.
this is a tough one, actually.
Yeah, there are a lot of. Oh, by the way, whoever you guys
Whoever,
choose to win,
yeah.
I don't know if we can do a giveaway associated with it. All right. So that new poll is decide who's going to win this game. Okay. So back to this list here.
Nothing but judge promos. Says Boito.
Okay, so Academy Rector is 100% going, and knowing that, we're going to want to put some enchantments in here, and I'm sure we will. That you'll want to fetch with it. Akrom is devoted. Cleric creatures have vigilance. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, not worth it.
Oh, when Ancestor's Chosen enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each card in your graveyard. Now it's a 7-mana creature, so that is a bit.
It's a 7-mana 4/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice. Now, however, Ancestor's Prophet.
Tap 5 untapped clerics you control, gain 10 life. 5?
5.
5.
5.
5?
Anytime you have 5 creatures out, I'm always just like, when's the board wipe coming?
Yeah, if it was 3, no, even then I don't think.
I could do 3. Maybe.
That's just a lot. I mean, unless we're making tokens, I don't see it.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, though, you kind of do want to make tokens with this deck, because Ayli needs.
But what are we
juice.
gonna do? Make zombie tokens? Like what? I guess white makes a lot of tokens. They're gonna be
Yeah,
soldiers or
I
whatever.
mean, Martial Coup, my favorite board wipe, is certainly a good.
Actually, it's really interesting.
they're
You're
not
right
clerics.
because Ayli wants to sacrifice something, so you're gonna have like fodder to sacrifice to blow stuff up.
Now, is there Cleric token generation? By the
I
way,
don't
a
know.
great way to look that up is look up
Heliod?
Cleric token generation magic.
Everyone's saying Heliod. Heliod actually very good idea in the deck. It does give the vigilance, and also makes tokens. So Heliod seems like a good addition. Yeah, I like that.
Heliod is definitely a good addition.
Squirrel
Let's throw in
tokens.
Heliod.
It's gonna be tough. I don't think there are black and white squirrels.
What is Heliod's full name? God of the Sun.
Sun, I think?
himself.
Yeah.
God.
Elspeth killer. Is that Heliod killed Elspeth, right?
Yeah, he iced her. All right, let's see here. Anointer of Champions, Apothecary Initiate.
Did you add Heliod?
Yes, Heliod is in there. Ooh, how about this? Atalia Samite Master. X tap, choose 1. Prevent the next X damage will be dealt to target creature this turn. Spend only white mana or X, or gain X life.
This actually seems really good. I love activated abilities, so it's naturally going to appeal to me. But
Atalia.
But this is the
Samite
kind of thing you
Master.
can hold up, and you can save one of your creatures if you need to, and if that doesn't end up being something you need to do, then you just gain life on the end step before your turn.
Yeah, that's very true. Now, I don't think it'll necessarily save creatures against stuff like exiling or whatever.
Right,
but
right.
it is pretty good.
But in combat, you can block
yeah.
and just prevent the damage if you
So
have to.
Let's throw Atalia in there. I like that a lot. And it's a Cleric Legend, a legendary Cleric. Very cool.
What set is that?
That is Invasion? No. Yeah, Invasion.
It looks sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool. I bet this card is very sweet as a foil. Can we type in that it's a foil? It's Rebecca Guay,
Oh yeah.
who is one of the
yeah.
greatest artists in Magic.
Well, that's why the art is good.
Now, Augur Ilvek, sacrifice a gain 4 life? Nope.
Nope.
Auriok Champion, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may gain 1 life.
This is not bad. It
Not
also
bad.
has protection from red, which I think is the best protection to have,
Yeah.
just because their board wipes don't even kill it. Maybe 2 white is a lot. It's a 1/1.
We are a white-black deck, so
The problem is
casting this should not be a problem.
It's a 1/1 though, so it's kind of junk to sacrifice to Ayli.
The thing is, though, if you play this on turn 2, does it just get you there?
Get
right?
you where?
To-
just
to
gain the
50
life?
Yeah, because it's any creature enters the battlefield.
I don't know. Feels low impact.
Feels low impact?
Chat, what do we think?
There's only one way to find out.
Can we look at who they predicted to win the?
Yeah, let's see the results here. Hey, Phil, everyone's rooting for you, buddy.
All right.
It's very close. It's very close. Vinny, you're second place, only 2 votes behind.
Wes, unfortunately,
Wes, they didn't like
after
Armageddon.
the dominant performance, you only have 14% of the vote.
Wait, I don't think this is who people want to win. This is who they think's going to win.
Yeah, it's definitely who they think's going to win.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have a few more votes for the guy who cast Ulamog followed by Armageddon.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so if you guys like Auriok Champion, let us know in chat. I kind of like it. Soul Sisters, of course we'll get to the Soul Sisters. And yeah, Sarah Ascendant as well. I like it. May as well. I mean, I think it's definitely on the potential list. Because it's not the highest impact creature, especially late game.
Okay, I dig.
But it could be worth it enough in the early game that's good enough. All right. Auspicious Ancestor. Nope. None of these cards are not so hot. Ooh, look at target face down creature.
Against Animorph,
Against
it's good.
Animorph, yeah. Oh, Should we have Ayli in the deck?
Maybe.
Banisher Priest. It's a very good card, but I actually don't like it that much in EDH.
Really?
Think about how many creatures have enter the battlefield abilities.
Yeah, it's true. And then they board wipe and they get their thing
They
back.
get their back, and it triggers again.
That's the reason I don't like cards like this. Oblivion Stone's a little better because a lot of board wipes don't kill enchantments.
Right.
But all board wipes just kill creatures. And then what happens is they board wipe, but then they actually have a creature because they get their creature back. Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of Banisher Priest. There are better ways to exile cards in white that don't punish you if something happens. All right. A lot of Beacon of Destiny, very silly. So there are a lot of clerics, and if we wanted to go for it, we would just put them all in. But unfortunately, a lot of them are pretty low impact. Blessed Cure Orator. It's a cleric that gives extra toughness.
It's a 1/4.
Yeah, for 4 mana. Not so hot.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting into the black ones now.
Get into black, yeah.
Blightspeaker, I like that guy in Modern Masters Limited.
Limited, very good.
Soul Eater was another good limited card. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Seems low.
It just turns your black into white. Yeah.
Sacrifice a cleric. Target player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Seems pretty low impact. Cabal Executioner. Turns out that life gain, still not so good.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
When Celestial Gatekeeper dies, exile it, then return up to 2 target bird and or cleric permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, this seems good.
That seems pretty good. It's Cleric Recursion, which is something we always need. Black and white, of course, doesn't have any problem getting stuff out of the graveyard, but this isn't the worst.
It's a 2/2 flyer for 5. I don't know. What do we think about the Celestial Gatekeeper? Everybody.
The thing is, you can sack it with Ayli at any time to bring something back to the battlefield. So
true.
A little bit of
that's true.
combo
So
there.
you could. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So. A bird wizard, bird cleric, celestial gatekeeper. We'll put that on a chopping block. It's I think there's stuff there. It's got combo written all over it. Children of Corliss, sacrifice it. You gain life equal to the life you've lost this turn. That could be an interesting turn 1 play, and as soon as you start gaining life, people start coming at you.
Yeah, it feels like you want this more in a deck that you're going to be doing damage to yourself somehow. So if we're gonna put like, I don't know, some of the black cards that deal damage to yourself, then maybe I would think about it. I don't know.
Yeah. There.
It does feel like we're low on life gain effects in general, but although Ayli does do that on her own.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Containment Priest. Now, this card made a big splash when it first came up. It is a human cleric, and it has a lot of utility to it.
This is interesting. Have people played a lot with Containment Priest? Because in our play group, it's not a huge thing where people cheat things in. It happens, but it's not like every game.
It'll stop a Kiki from murdering you, but if someone's just like, I'm going to make 5 1/1s, do you really care about it? Are you going to...
Yeah, and we don't see a lot of like show and tells or sneak attacks. I mean, it happens sometimes, but not very often. I'm curious, have people used the Containment Priest much?
It wrecks Kalia, that is very true. Containment Priest is good. But however, it only stops them from 1 turn. So it is interesting. So
Well, it exiles that card though. So it like if they show and tell and then do it, it exiles
they'll lose that card, but then, they could, with something like Kalia, you know, like the next turn they'll just swing again.
True.
Custodian Soulbinder is one of my favorite cards from Conspiracy. Is a human cleric.
Why doesn't it put clerics into play?
I know, right? Well, he's a soulbinder. He's binding souls of sorts.
Clerical souls?
Custodian Squire, another one of my favorite cards from... this is probably one of the most powerful commons in Conspiracy.
Yeah, it's so good in Conspiracy.
This card's ridiculous.
I didn't realize this was a cleric. It just feels so expensive for what it does.
Yeah. Darumender. A morph for 1. This is interesting. You can morph and regenerate a creature. Here's a human cleric. Let's see. Here we go. Daru Sanctifier. Morph for 3. Turn it up for 1 in the white. Destroy target enchantment. Those are always fun. Now, these are cards I think that are very specific to your meta. For instance, if you have a meta that is, everyone's playing Doubling Seasons and Parallel Lives, that's kind of what you want to go. You want to pop into Sanctifier, rock it up.
It's just the... it seems okay. I don't know. Doesn't seem too exciting.
Doesn't seem great.
Whenever a cleric creature you control becomes the target of a spell ability, it gets +0/+2. That would actually work really well with Ayli.
With Ayli,
because that's the target of
something.
Is that the target? How does Ayli read?
Ayli reads sacrifice target another creature. Oh, it's not even targeted.
Yeah, so it won't work with her.
Interestingly enough, Ayli gets around Shroud. which is kind of bizarre. Dawning Purist, blah, blah, blah. Looking a little tough here on the...
People, has anybody out there built like Cleric Tribal? Is there any like Cleric Tribal card
Now
that
this-
is a Cleric that we're missing, like a big one? I know people are saying
think I
like
just
Wall
found
of
one.
Reverence and some other things that
Uncle
we're going to get
Carl,
to
by
later.
the way, is 100% going in the
Oh,
deck.
Uncle
We'll-
Carl.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're just talking about specifically Clerics right now.
Yeah. Devout Chaplain, Josh. Tap it, tap 2 untapped humans. You control, we have a lot of humans. Exile target artifact or enchantment.
That seems
That
pretty
seems
good.
pretty good.
You have to tap 3 things
No, yeah, tap 3 things
total, but you exile, yeah? That's definitely worthy of consideration for sure.
It is certainly one of the best, sort of just on its own.
Somebody said, Mother of Runes!
Oh, the
Is that
Mother
a
of
Cleric?
Runes? Well, it is now. No, it's a human.
Oh, here's a good one. Mirror Entity.
Oh, yes. Mirror Entity is one of my
That's a
favorite.
Cleric.
That card should be in more decks. However, how are we trying to win this game?
We're going to destroy all their stuff and then attack
With the
them?
Mirror Entity?
Or extort them?
I think
Mirror
ex-
Entities.
I think
Mirror
extort
Entity is a
is
good
it.
way if you're going to make tokens sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, Mirror Entity is a good like win condition,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a Cleric, so that's good. What did I
Let's
see?
see
Yeah, what did I see on there?
Drawn's Emissary.
Oh, Mother. Somebody says Mother of Runes is a Cleric. I mean, sorry, Mother of Runes
Mother of Runes.
is a Cleric.
Let's take a quick peek.
She's a Cleric.
She is a human cleric. Perfect.
How
Well,
come that didn't come up? That needs to, yeah.
It will, I think, at some point.
Mother of Runes
We're on
is 100%
ease
in
right
there.
now. There are a lot of clerics in the history of this
Edgewalker,
game.
100% in. Oh, 8.5 tails.
Becomes white until end of turn. Interesting. I
This
don't know
card
if
ends up being very good
Yeah.
because,
If
for
we are
instance,
generating a lot of
somebody
mana-
drops an Ulamog, this can just nullify. Well, the Annihilator. If it's a new Ulamog.
If it's a
No,
new Ulamog.
the mill still works. Okay, Ulamog's a bad example. If somebody drops something with Xenagos, I don't know. This is another one of those cards that's always like my 68th, 69th card, and I think about playing it.
It is really cool that you can just give anything protection for 3 mana, 2 generic and a white, which is pretty good. And we are generating a lot of mana in this deck, so
Well, we're hoping to.
We're hoping
We
to.
don't have anything that does
we don't
that
have
yet.
anything that does it yet. So I'm going to put it in there for now because
Okay.
I like the card.
Okay.
Elvish Healer. Oh my gosh. This, by the way. Oh, Athersworn Canonist.
We need to call BDM.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's time
Okay.
for our first call.
It's time for our first call.
Let's go ahead and get the.
We got to put headphones on now so we can actually hear him.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna go ahead and give our first guest on the stream, Brian David Marshall. And it says he's away right now, but I bet if we call him, we'll figure it
I'm going
out.
to text him.
Text me just in case. All right. And we'll, of course, have some giveaways associated with this. So let's go ahead and Skype him. All right, BDM is going to hopefully get on the line here in a second. We'll give him a call. Athersworn Canonist, by the way. This is another sort of hate bear card that is pretty powerful.
Hey, what card, because the first question we're going to ask BDM is we're building Ayli, and what is the first card he thinks we should put in there? What card do you guys think he'll say?
Ooh, Uncle Carl, maybe?
Karloff is a good one.
We'll find out. Let's see. Oh, he says he's online, so let's go ahead and Skype him up. Give me that ring, 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 BDM. Here we go. All right, cool.
Somebody says Carl.
Do you like Athersworn Canonist?
I don't know. I like it if we have a lot of artifacts. BDM!
Hello?
BDM!
Hello.
Hello. I'm in the middle of a giant hall of Magic players, and I am walking out of it.
Oh, that's great. You can hear the
BDM
din.
is at GP DC right now, Team Sealed
Very excited.
GP. So he is generously donating his time. Are you doing coverage? What's the deal, BDM?
So I am here doing non-live video coverage, which means I'm interviewing people. We're playing Two Truths and a Lie on Twitter with 3-player teams. I'm going to be doing some day 2 recaps tomorrow. I'm going to do commentary on the finals, but it won't be shown live.
Wow, that's really exciting.
And just hanging out and watching awesome people play Magic.
Very, very cool. We have a question that we asked chat to predict what you were going to say to this question, so get ready.
Oh, no. Yeah.
We are currently on stream. We're brewing up an Ayli the Eternal Pilgrim deck.
Oh, sweet.
And so when you hear that, what's the first card that pops into your head as like must go into that deck?
Wall of Reverence.
Wall of Reverence.
I wonder if anyone said that in stream. If someone said that in stream, they're
They're
definitely
they're winning something if they said it. I don't see anybody who predicted that.
I don't think anyone did.
People
Wall
are
of
saying
Revenants.
Soul Ring. They clearly don't know you, BDM.
No. Ugh.
He's never
Come
going
on,
to do
it's-
something that boring, you guys.
No.
Wall of Reverence, by the way, 3 and a white for a 1/6 defender flying. At the beginning of your end step, you may gain life equal to the power of target creature you control.
Yeah. I would also put Felidar Sovereign in there.
Ooh, yes, excellent. Felidar Sovereign is an instant win condition in this deck.
Wall of Reverence, definitely put that on there.
Yeah, Wall of Reverence is great too because with Ayli's sack ability, it also just gains you 6 life.
Exactly. See, we're on the same page here.
Excellent. All right. Well, Felidar Sovereign, of course, and Wall of Reverence is in. Do you actually? It's interesting. I know a lot of people that will flash in Felidar Sovereign
On the end step.
and then if they can't do anything by the upkeep, they win the game.
Oh,
I love it. I think it's fine. Like, look, too bad. You guys knew it was coming. They have X amount of life.
I mean, newsflash, if somebody's playing Ayli and they play out a Vidalcan Orrery, and then the next turn they have play their 6th land and just say go, watch out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hope you have an answer. BDM, what format is the Grand Prix this weekend?
It is 3-player team sealed.
Oh, man. I
Why
love
does
Team
DC have to be
Sealed.
so far? Because I love Team Sealed.
Yeah, I'm super mad at Marshall. I
yeah.
know you could tell him because I talked to him about wanting to play. I was like, oh, we should play, man. It's team sealed. And he's like, oh, I'm playing with Kenji and Woody. And I'm like, oh, that's too bad. I would have loved to play with you. And then like Kenji's playing with some other people. And then Marshall's like, hey, do you still want to play? And I'm like, oh, come on, Marshall. I just, I signed on to do coverage now. So I'm super I'm like double mad at him, right? Like I'm his plan B.
Yeah, first of all, you're not on the varsity team. And then second of all, now neither of you are playing in it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The double harsh beats.
It's net positive for the command zone, though, because we get both of you on our show.
Yeah, pretty good.
So
Awesome.
maybe we were puppet mastering the strings
So
behind that.
So I got to tell you guys, something awesome just happened.
Oh, yeah?
A Command Zone listener came up to me with a Sidisi a little while ago. And he's like, dude, I need you to sign this. I built the Sidisi deck that I heard you talking about on the Command Zone, and I love it. Could you say this guy named Nick? I didn't get his last name, unfortunately, and I realized I should have because I was coming on here. But Nick, who's a Command Zone listener, was super stoked and has been playing Sidisi.
Well, and that deck is sick, so Nick, good choice, first of all.
Yeah. How many playables do you think you're going to be able to add to it from Shadows over Innistrad?
Oh man, it's there's like all sorts of graveyard stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't know what it's going to be, right? I guess they said it's not flashback, maybe, but there's definitely like some incentive to put cards in your yard. So Delirium seems like it's going to be a mechanic that I want to be thinking about, right?
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
But man, I can't wait. Like, it's graveyard. Black cards look awesome. Blue cards are always awesome, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So true.
And you've been playing for a while. Madness is obviously something that's not new to you.
I used to play Madness all the time back when it was originally released.
And now, how surprised were you to see or hear that Madness was coming back? Because we know that Morrow on his storm scale, it was pretty high. It was pretty unlikely to come back. Like, that kind of hit me. I was like, really? Madness? Crazy.
So I'm not super surprised to see Madness come back, but I'm super surprised to see Madness come back when it overlaps with Jace.
Yeah, that's nuts, right?
Oh my goodness. Jace, as if he needed any more reason to be extremely pricey and ridiculously powerful. Now we have Madness.
I'm a little surprised by that.
What percentage of all standard decks are going to have Jace in it, after Shadows of Innistrad is out?
It's a limited amount of time, but
you're not going to be able to tell the difference between a Venn diagram and a dinner plate.
So all of them.
yeah,
Got it.
pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
BDM, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here because we've been giving out a lot of prizes today.
Okay.
And we want to give some prizes out in your honor. We're going to give away one of the big prizes. I think we're going to do the Oath of the Gatewatch Fat Pack. So if you're in chat, pay attention. BDM, you are known as the Magic Historian. Do you want to ask some sort of history-related question, and then we can have that be the word that people type in chat to win?
Sure. Sure.
Don't worry,
All
you
right.
won't have to actually know the answer.
I don't
Everybody
have to
in
know,
chat.
okay,
No,
but
you have to know the answer, BDM.
Okay. I have to
chat
know
doesn't.
I can ask, because what if I ask a question that I'm just looking to find the answer to?
Oh, all right, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that.
No. Okay. Let's see. What Pro Tour Hall of Famer finished in the top 8 of the junior division of the very first North American Grand Prix, which was held in Washington, D.C., the same city that we're having the Grand Prix in this weekend.
Wow.
Holy moly.
I'm going to say John Finkel.
I'm going to go with Brian.
And that player is playing in the tournament this weekend.
Brian Kibler?
Am I supposed to tell you guys the answer?
Well,
In chat, let's have everyone enter in. Oh my gosh, everyone's just typing John Finkel and Kibler. In chat, if you guys want to enter.
somebody said LSV. I don't think that's true.
No. We can tell them they're wrong. They owe us. That person owes us a fat pack.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
wait.
you guys want to enter, guys. Oh my
Is
gosh,
it
everyone's going
Kibler?
nuts.
BDM, you can answer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Eric Froelich.
Froelich.
Efro.
Yeah.
Efro, yeah.
Eric
Okay,
Froelich.
everybody.
To
type-
enter this type Efro, E-F-R-O in the chat, and we'll enter you into the raffle.
All one word.
Yep, all one word.
E-F-R-O.
E-F-R-O. And then that'll
Yeah,
enter
we
you
were-
in the raffle.
You get an extra fat pack if you can spell Froelich correctly.
Froelich is certainly a tough last name to spell. Now, is Efro playing with LSV this weekend?
He is. He's playing with Luis Scott Vargas and Ben Stark. So
Oh, that seems
easily
okay.
one of the favorite teams to win the tournament, along with obviously Owen Turtenwald, Reed Duke, and
Pantheon? Peach Garden
and
Oath.
William Jensen.
That's
Peach Garden Oath.
some pretty heavy hitters there, of course. That is amazing.
They're
some
only heavy
monster
hitters
teams
because
here.
we're not there with BDM.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah,
Yeah.
BDM, if you ever need a third, if you ever want to be the third, me and Josh, we got your back more than that Marshall Sutcliffe guy.
I am in. I'm in.
I apologize in advance.
Well, we're bringing Marshall on after this so we can grill him about what happened here.
You ready to run it?
All right, let's
Okay,
run it.
we're
So
gonna pick a
everyone's
winner.
typing Efro, and
This
we're
is
gonna-
for the Oath of the Gatewatch Fat Pack right there.
pretty exciting. And the winner of this giveaway is dun 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 dun.
Captain Cade.
Captain Cade, congratulations. You get a sweet Oath of the Gatewatch Fat Pack. You might get an expedition out of it. BDM, is there?
Also a subscriber.
Yeah, I was like Captain Cade.
Oh, and a subscriber? Very nice. BDM, do you have any favorite expeditions out of the new set from Oath that you would love to open?
Yeah, I I had wanted to open an eye, but who the hell knows what's going to happen with that?
Oh, we know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. But,
Yeah, no one knows. Really.
True. Good point.
I want to open a Wasteland. I don't actually play with Wasteland or Strip Mine in any of my commander decks, but I would if I opened a Strip Mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that the expeditions this time around are super sort of Commander EDH focused.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of those lands, even like Forbidden Orchard is good in EDH where...
Yeah. And it's actually, purchasable at a certain point because you can't just go around buying Scalding Turn expeditions. But if you want a Core Haven, hey, World's
Yeah,
Oyster.
I mean, I have heard rumors that you can open a expedition out of a booster pack, but I have no firsthand evidence of this.
You've never opened one?
I've never opened one. I've opened you know what, if you want to get back at Marshall, you could tell him that I just tilt cracked a box of Battle for Zendikar.
Just to try and get one?
Just because I hadn't opened an expedition, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to open an expedition. And I just tilt cracked an entire box.
I like the term tilt cracked.
Tilt Crack is actually my favorite new term.
I'm just going to open the box.
By the way, that is essentially what I do every time a new set comes out. I go, I'm going to just tilt crack a whole box right now and I hope I get one. And of course, I am nowhere near as lucky as good old Josh over here.
Not me, it's my girlfriend, so
That's
yeah.
true. I'm surprised, by the way, we haven't heard a bell ring behind us. BDM, we have a group of 4 people playing behind us, and every time someone gets eliminated, someone's going to ring the bell. And
then we go over and find out how they died and who killed them.
Oh, sweet.
Unfortunately,
What are the decks? What's being played?
Okay, right now it's Glissa the Traitor, Mimeoplasm, Animorph Morph Deck, and a Child of Alara.
I mean, I'm obviously putting all my emotional support behind the Animorph deck.
The Animorph Deck. Vinny, BDM's on your side.
yeah, Animorphs. You can literally dump your whole hand by turn 4.
BDM, do you have any new commander that you're looking to build around or that you've started to, or is there a new deck? I mean, we had you on, it was probably close to a year ago now. Since that time, can you tell the listeners what cool commander you're brewing with or have brewed with?
So I've been tuning Sidisi. I mean, has become my like my number one deck, and it's sort of the most fun to play all the time. But I've actually gone back home to my original deck, and I've been playing a lot of Momir Vig lately.
Oh, Momir
and really
Vig.
just enjoying it. And it's funny, I've put a lot more morphs into the deck.
Oh, really?
And I've kind of like shifted it more and more in a morph direction. And I'm about a week away from getting secret plans and the other enchantment into the deck, just because once I hit the tipping point of morphs.
So yeah, because if you're putting secret plans in, you must have a ton. Would you say that it would now be called a Morphmere Vig deck?
Morphmere Vig.
Morphmere, I would absolutely, with full confidence say that. We're getting there. I love it. You know, it's great. It's if you ever because you get the tutor cards to the top of your deck if you play a green creature, and then if you have I'm not going to remember his name. All of a sudden, he's the 4/4 that puts the top card of your deck into play as a manifest.
Oh, the tree guy, right?
Yeah, the 4/4 guy.
Oh no.
Whisperwood Elemental.
Whisperwood.
Yeah, Whisperwood. Thank you. And
so
like I've multiple times tutored for like Brine Elemental.
Oh.
With Momir Vig, put it on top, and then played Whisperwood Elemental, and then just like slid my Brine Elemental into play, morphed, and then I morphed and knocked everyone out of the game because I'm just not a nice person.
Yeah, no, I love that. That is awesome.
Actually, Brine Elemental is a card I think doesn't see enough play just by sheer. It's incredible. The card is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the stasis one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're just being a jerk. Like people just like you can play Insurrection, right? You're like Insurrection, kill everybody, and nobody cares, right? No one's like, you're a jerk. They're like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Right? But if you play Brine Elemental and lock everyone out and make them just kind of sit around the table doing nothing for 5 turns while you get to untap and they're just locked, people just think you're a jerk.
I know. Instead of killing them in 1 turn, you take like 5 or 6, and that's too much. That's just too much for them. Too much to handle. I love Brine Elemental. It's also one of Gavin Verhey's favorite cards of all time.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin played that deck because Mike Flores and I had built what we called a Pickles deck in Standard. Brine Elemental and Vesuvian Shapeshifter.
Yes, and I've had Gavin pull off that combo on me multiple times.
Yeah.
Pretty
powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're only going to have BDM with us for a couple more minutes, everybody. We are going to throw it to chat. If you have any questions for Brian David Marshall, go ahead and throw them up in chat, and we'll try and fire them off his way. BDM, we know we're keeping you from the GP, so we're going to let you get back.
I enjoy talking to you
by the way.
So you'd asked though about a new deck. I'm working on a Brago deck.
Oh, sweet. Is that because Conspiracy 2's coming out?
No, it's just because Brago is like pretty much one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, Brago is pretty freaking fantastic.
That card is severely underrated, actually.
Yeah.
I think no matter what I do, doesn't matter what I've drafted, if at any point in a draft, a cube draft, someone passes me a Brago, I am suddenly a Brago deck.
It's pretty easy to be a Brago deck too, because you're already getting creatures that are good, with enter the battlefield abilities. So like, hey,
right,
why
you
not?
already want Mull Drifters and Mana Wars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can you imagine like Bragoing a Reflector Mage?
Oof. Brutal.
I mean, there's just so many sweet blue-white cards that you get to do that with.
Yeah.
And Brago works amazing with Planeswalkers because you reset the counters on them. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Oh, a bell has been rung. Someone has died. What's going on over there, bros?
So I was going to annihilate Craig's whole board, and in response, he tainted striked my Kozilek and took 13 infect damage.
So Craig killed himself?
Yeah.
No,
With
Wes,
some
Wes
help.
killed me.
Oh, wow. So instead of taking the death just honorably and over a few turns.
to use Tainted Strike.
Tainted Strike is
I was
opponent's
like,
creature
please
swinging
attack
at
somebody
him.
else. I just want to
That's good. How do you feel about Infect in Commander? Do you think the total should be raised from 10 Infect to anything higher?
I think it should be 15, but I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it as long as everyone agrees to kill the Infect player as soon as they sit down at the table.
Well, that's evidently what happened.
That's exactly what just happened.
BDM, before we let you go, we got to give away one more prize, and I'm going to base it on your answer to this question. This is from Reckless Rock. What's your favorite mechanic?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh, wow. Flashback.
Flashback.
Spider spawning.
Yeah.
Spider spawning. Yeah, it's my favorite card of all time.
Yeah, when I see spider spawning or somebody refers to it, you're the first person I think of every time. So that must make you feel good.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it's my absolute favorite card. It's that card. The first time you saw it, you thought like, this isn't so great. You know, like whatever, a couple spiders, and then you play with it once, and it changes your life in terms of how you play Magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, if you haven't already gotten the hint, type flashback into the chat, and we're going to choose somebody to win some packs.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Hey, you know, I really hope that there is a deck that is similar to Spider Spawning, or just something that really uses cards in the graveyard outside of the card types
we've
and
seen
shadows.
some sweet cards like Shard of Broken Glass.
Oh yeah, Shard is really cool.
So it's like, which by the way, it's just like super cool card, right? In terms of like look and like it feels like someone's just running at you with a shard of glass. You're milling 2 cards when you attack with it, right? Like, so there's got to be something. Hopefully, not just Delirium that cares about your cards in your graveyard.
Yeah, I feel like there has to be other ways to take advantage of cards in the graveyard that isn't just only Delirium.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the zombie card that they previewed comes back from. So there's zombie recursion.
Thrall's Masterpiece, yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Eating it, honestly. It is fantastic. Not to mention, there's a lot of crazy things happening on the plane with some Mad Angels and all that stuff, too. So Commander players, I think, should get really excited because, well, for one, Archangel Avacyn is an insanely good card.
Oh, that's crazy.
You keep reading it and keep looking for where is this? Like Sarah Angel is just like getting drunk somewhere, right?
She's like in my day.
Just like kicking empty bottles of Chardonnay out of her way.
They used to think
she
Vigilance
trudges
was
to the
cool.
store to get another bottle. She's just depressed.
She's like, I made Vigilance. You'd be nothing without me.
If you had Flying and Vigilance back in the day, you were it.
Yeah, you were it.
Now they don't even look at you twice. We need to pick a winner, Danny.
That card was the hallmark of the first great constructed deck.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. And it's also one of the few cards I still have from my very first days of playing Magic. I put it in a sleeve and everything because I was just like, this is the best card that's ever been printed. Dragons cannot compete with this.
All right, we're going to choose a winner for the word flashback here.
BDM, thank you so much for joining the stream all the way from DC, by the way.
It looks like
my pleasure, guys. And congratulations on 100 episodes. You guys kick butt.
Thanks, you so much, BDM. We appreciate it, and thanks for being a part of our 100th episode.
When I get my Brago deck done, can I come on the 110th episode or something?
Oh, absolutely.
100% yes.
We'll have to do something for
Awesome.
Shadows as well when it comes out to see if we can update your deck and talk about that in that episode.
Awesome.
All right, great. BDM, thanks so much for joining us. Have fun at GPDC and wish all of our friends good luck in the tournament.
All right, I will. Good luck, guys.
All right,
Take care. Thanks. And it looks like the winner of the last prize was CDO_999.
Yeah, so go ahead and send me a message on Twitch, and then I'll forward you the instructions to go ahead and claim your prize. Yeah, just whisper me. All right, so we're going back to building. We're going to have Marshall coming on in about 20 minutes or so. I can't believe Craig just tainted strike someone else's creature attacking him. It's like committing seppuku. It's like the most honorable way to go out. It's like, I'm going to do it on my terms.
It's the most Craig thing ever, too, is like, I just want to cast Tainted Strike. I don't care why. I just want to cast it.
Yeah, that's right.
Phil, how do you feel about the Long Live Phyrexia proclamation?
I don't think that's very suitable.
Phil, if you don't know, who's one of the co-hosts of the Commanderin podcast, he refuses to play any Phyrexian cards in his deck.
No Consecrated Sphinxes.
Oh, I can take this off now,
Which
can
is
I?
insanity to me. I love that card. All right, so let's go back to crafting this deck. VDM gave us some great options here to add in with Felidar Sovereign and, of course, Wall of Resurgence. Wall of Reverence, sorry. Wall of Resurgence is actually a pretty sweet wall, but may not fit in this deck.
Wall of Reverence, he hit it out of the park with his first card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, BDM's the man. He knows.
He is, yeah. BDM knows exactly what's going on. Now, Ethersworn Canonist. I like this card. It's another hate bear. It's a human cleric. Each player who has cast a non-artifact spell this turn can't cast additional non-artifact spells.
My question is, I wish it said cleric spell, non-cleric spell. Like, we're not going to have a bunch of artifacts. I don't know. Are we more or less likely to play 2 spells a turn than the other decks? I think it feels like we're more likely to because of extort.
Yeah, it's true. Extort is nice unless we're dumping all of our mana into Extort, in which case Ethersworn's there. They have limited ways to deal with it. It's interesting. It's one of those cards I want to put in, but I don't know if it's actually going to fit how the deck plays.
Yeah, I think I would skip it.
All right. Evangel of Heliod. Now this
Shivam,
makes-
how do I say EVANGEL?
How about Eve Angel?
Evangel.
Now this guy puts in soldier creature tokens on the battlefield, equal to devotion to white. I don't think it's going to make it. It does make, you know.
It could
tokens.
make. It makes at least 2, right?
Right.
It makes a 1/3 and 2 1/1s. It might make.
Feels a little win more though.
Yeah, if you could flicker it or something, maybe.
Yeah, certainly.
It feels expensive.
Now white does have the flicker colors. We'll
True.
see. We'll see if that comes into play. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Oh, false prophet.
People are saying evangel,
Evangel.
like evangelist.
Evangelist. I like it.
Evangel.
Do you like false prophet? When it dies, exile all creatures.
Evangel. Yeah.
Josh.
Wait, say again.
False prophet. Pretty
I
powerful card.
mean, ooh, and it's a cleric.
It's a cleric and it's a human.
Let's see, how would this work? We have Ayli out. We can make it die whenever we want to.
Yep. So you sack it, the trigger goes on the stack, and then
You could sack the rest of your things.
Well, so yeah, when you sack it, you gain the life, and
Yeah.
then this trigger happens, and then if that puts you over 50, then you can do anything on top of that before
To
this
get rid of
goes
the other
away.
thing. I kind of like it.
I kind of like
I mean, I like board wipes, and in general, one of the philosophies of the show, right, is if you're going, you have these categories you got to hit: ramp, card draw, board wipes, single target removal. So a board wipe that also synergizes with the rest of your deck feels good. I think
Feels
so.
pretty good. Let's go for it. All right. Now let's go ahead and check out the second page here. So many cards that you don't want.
Shivam, you are the default pronouncer, so just you can't go anywhere for the rest of the stream. It's great, but there's also downside. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Fountain Watch. Artifacts and enchantments that you control have Shroud. Human Cleric, 5 mana.
Artifacts and enchantments you control have Shroud.
Now it depends. If we're running stuff like Sanguine Blonde and Bond and Exquisite Blood in this deck, they are pretty powerful pieces. Fountain Watch by itself seems pretty like whatever when you play it until you play one of the other crazy combo pieces.
Well, that's a good question, and we should probably ask chat, like, how do we feel about infinite combos? Do we want to do that? Like, normally I wouldn't put in Exsanguinate or
Sanguine Blonde,
Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood, sorry, in the same deck necessarily, but you can definitely do that, and they're in the colors that could go tutor and find those pieces if we wanted to. What do you guys feel about the infinite combo? Should we skip it? Should we put it in?
Let us know in the chat. We'll keep going down the list until then.
We should do the poll.
The straw poll?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a quick straw poll here, guys. So don't type it in chat. We'll give you a poll.
Too late.
I like how Ayli is one of the...
Aliens and all of them. Wait, so guys, here it is. Whee! Oh my god, so many people typing in chat. By the way, we are the hot 666
Oh man,
viewers
somebody
right
call
now.
somebody's friend to come into chat because I don't want to be at 666 viewers.
I could just also close
that.
my window so that we're down one.
But how are people going to message you when they win
That's
prizes?
a really good point. That's a very, very good point. All right, let's
When
see.
Marshall comes on, which is in about 18 minutes, we'll give away the Battle for Zendikar Fat Pack. So
Ooh,
if
that
you're
is high value
if you're thinking
right
like, should I go, should I stay? I would say stay.
You should probably hang out.
Yeah.
All right. How about Grand Abolisher? During your turn, the opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Hate Beresh.
That actually seems very good because that doesn't in any way limit us. It's a cleric. It's only net positive. Makes them harder to counter our big plays. I like Grand Abolisher a lot here, actually.
Yeah, that's another card that I always want to put in my decks, but just never find a place for it. And I think Grand Abolisher is certainly very good in this deck, and it's a human cleric. All right. Let's see here.
Wait, go up. I just want to read this card. Target elf. So it's Grassland Crusader. Target elf or soldier gets +2/+2. Why is? Oh, it's a human cleric soldier. I was like, why does a cleric not help clerics?
That's a good point. Hazdur the Abbot. I've never seen this legendary creature before. What says this even from? Homelands. X tap at the next X damage that will be dealt to turn the target white creature is dealt to him instead. Womp
Womp.
womp.
Yeah, not doing that.
Yeah.
Healer of the Pride. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life.
Ooh, another creature, 4 mana. Now that is a.
And it's a cleric.
It's a cleric.
That feels like it's 2 life, right?
2 life is significant.
I mean, it's twice as good as one of the Soul Sisters.
It does cost 4 mana total, but you know what?
4 is still low for us.
Still low, yeah. And
Yeah.
the 2 life I think is certainly very powerful here. Okay, High Priest of Penance. We already talked about this guy. Let's see here.
Ooh, somebody says Flip Liliana is a cleric.
Oh, flip Liliana. I do like Liliana indeed.
We need to look at that for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Kabira, Angel. Oh, we're almost on the L's here, so we're minutes away. Let's see. Colostria Healer. Unfortunately, we don't have very many allies in this deck, otherwise this could be a better card. Kemba Ka Regent. Now, Kemba's sweet. It is a cat cleric.
But we're not going to have any equipment, really.
Yeah, and the 2/2 white creatures are nice, but
we might have like Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves and that kind of stuff.
But it's not worth it just to have one cleric, I think. And it's also each of your upkeep, so it's just not going to happen very often. Kitsune Diviner, Kitsune Healer. A lot of Kitsunes, a lot of catties, like foxes over here. I love foxes.
A lot of like tap and prevent 1 damage, just not enough for us.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this one? You can kick it to destroy an artifact or enchantment. That's not the worst.
Core Sanctifiers, yeah, it's also in the Commander product. They obviously know that this is a powerful ability.
Yeah.
Let's see. Liliana, Heretical Healer. Lifelink, 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever a non-token creature dies, she gets exiled, and then she comes back. She can bring creatures back. You get 2/2 black zombie creature tokens when she dies. This card's 100% in.
Yeah, this card's great. Gains life, makes a token which we can then sacrifice. Also, we can flip her when we want to by sacrificing something with Ayli.
And she can -X to bring that cards from the graveyard.
This seems very, very good.
Yeah,
Good
Liliana,
call, whoever
Heretical
said.
Healer, 100% going into the deck.
That was from chat, man.
Chat's doing it. This deck's actually kind of sweet so far. I really like the idea of a control-y deck that just wants to blow up stuff.
Yeah, because you can blow up all the problem things everybody else is doing. So, you can just sort of snipe those key pieces to whatever they're trying to do. Oh, Mikaeus.
Mikaeus the Unhallowed has to be one of the most important cards in this deck.
Both Mikaeuses seem really good.
Yeah. Would you put the white one in, though? Because I've always found the white one to be a little less exciting.
I don't know. It seems really good.
Yeah, as a group buff effect. It does make the sacrifice ability on Ayli that much better. It does make all your walls slightly more powerful.
Well, we don't have a ton of walls. We just have a lot of clerics, too, right now.
Right now we have a lot of
There's
clerics,
a decent chance we might have like 5 or 6 creatures. I don't know. Mikaeus, the Lunarch, do we think that's good enough? Obviously, I think the Unhallowed is.
Yeah.
Although it's non-human, right?
Non-human deals damage to you. Now, we do have a lot of cats and thralls and stuff in our deck. So
No, I mean, it only gives Undying to the non-human creatures, right?
Right, so that's what I'm saying. We have cats, we have we have Mirror Entity, and Treasury Thrall, and Wall of Reverence, and a couple other cards.
It's not as many. We have a lot of humans.
Not as many. However, the fact that no one's going to... Humans won't attack you is kind of nice. I don't know, I think the +1/+1 is nice anyway, because you're going to get a lot of stuff back from him. I mean, they're both actually, I think, kind of on the fringe. They're both clerics, though, which is nice.
Yeah. The 3 black, somebody's saying, and this is a really good point, actually. So, who said it? I don't know, but somebody said the 3 black is worth thinking about because it's going to be harder to get to.
It is. This is
it's a 2-color deck, but it's still not going to be super easy.
Now, I love this one. Miracle Worker. You can tap it to destroy target aura attached to a creature.
Mirror Entity would be a human also. That's a good point, everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
Miracle Worker, by the way, can get rid of Faith's Feathers.
Destroy target aura attached to a creature you control.
Perfect.
Faith's Feathers. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Mother of Goons, unfortunately, cannot be put in.
Mother of Goon! It doesn't work as good. Oh, well, Mother of Runes is definitely in.
Yeah.
Right?
100%. Oh, yeah, she's already in there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Put a creature, sacrifice.
Nova Cleric's kind of cool.
Yeah, this might be good. Do we even have a lot of enchantments yet? I don't feel like we do.
We don't. I feel like this deck would want them. It is a human cleric. At this point, I like it. I don't know if it's 100% necessary. It could be a meta call, right? Depending on what you're playing.
I'm assuming we're gonna have like Merciless Eviction. We're gonna have like, are we gonna do like the big destroy everything board wipes like Planar Outburst and things like that, or Planar Cleansing? Sorry,
Planar Cleansing, yeah.
Fated Retribution. We have access to big destroy everything, so maybe we don't want that as much.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I want to make a deck around untapping. I think it's a great ability. It doesn't get used that often, and I think it'd be really exciting.
That was return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your grave. That might be really good. A lot of our creatures are
pretty cheap. The Wall of Reverence, I think, is 2 in the white.
Wall of Reverence.
Well, I know Liliana certainly is.
Edgewalker.
Edgewalker
is 3.
Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know how we're going to tap it.
Recursion seems very strong in, yeah. Yeah, that's true. We have to get it tapped. That's a good point.
You're just going to swing at someone as a 1/4 and hopefully not die. The 1/4 is also relevant there. It's got a high toughness for, for our...
I don't know. Feels like it might be usable.
Yeah.
What else is chat saying here? Archangel of Thune, a lot of people are saying. Fate Stitcher, thank you,
Archangel
Daniel.
of Thune
Not in
actually
the
would
colors.
be very good. I'm going to throw that in there. That's a great call. That card is getting a little pricier now, but it's so powerful in terms of getting a lot of counters on a creature and also getting a lot of life.
Sun Titan.
Sun Titan,
That's a must-have.
Sun Titan is just one of those cards if you're playing white and you even have like 4 targets for it. It's enough. Especially with our board wipes. Sun Titan is very good at recurring the important things. Preacher, Human Cleric.
Ooh, Preacher. Preacher's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's not the type of ability that these colors generally have, which is steal stuff.
Right, absolutely.
It's a good possible, like, stop the Jaleva deck, Mizzix, those types of decks will have slight issues. They'll be able to remove it, obviously, but I like that.
Let's see here. There's an infect creature in white? Craig's gone.
Craig died, remember?
Craig died,
He got knocked out, yeah.
Let's see. Getting sort of to the dregs here.
We're only in the R's?
Yeah,
Rot
we have
Lung
one more
Reanimator. Whenever Rot Lung or Cleric dies, that seems really good.
Yeah, Rot Lung Reanimator. I like this here. Whenever Rot Lung or another Cleric dies, you put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. So even through a board wipe, gives you more fuel for Ayli. Also, whenever Ayli sacrifices someone, you get another zombie out as well. So
Veteran Elf 8 called that right before we even said it. So good job, Veteran Elf 8. Not so good, the other 7 Veteran Elves.
What do you think of Royal Herbalist? It's a white creature, 1/1 human cleric. Play 2 mana, exile the top card of your library, you gain 1 life.
No. 1 life?
1 life? Oh, you never know.
Self-mill, maybe.
Yeah.
Samite. All the Samites always prevent damage.
All right. We have one more page of clerics to look through here, guys. So hopefully we can find something good. Scholar of Athreos. Each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equals
It's
to
just
life
3
lost
mana, right? Extort is
3
so
mana
much
for
better.
4. Yeah, Extort is much better. However, we don't have that many creatures with Extort in there, so.
That's true.
Let's see here. Shadowborn the
My
Apostle.
old friend.
Shadowborn the Apostle.
Yeah, unless you're building an entire deck where you're going to put 35 of them in there, then it's just not worth it,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Sin Collector. That's a fun one.
Yeah, it's
Not
sort
so
of
good.
Yeah, I think it's okay, but maybe not in this deck. Sacrifice a human, destroy target creature. Ayli already sort of does that.
Yeah. Skurzdog High Priest is a way to tap creatures. Morbid. Put a 5/5 black demon into play. Not as good as I'd like here. It looks like we're kind of getting towards the dregs here. I don't think we're gonna find
Well, what
much
about
else.
like Soul Warden? Didn't we just pass Soul Warden? I think
Soul Warden and
is
Soul's Attendant.
Well, Soul is I think those two probably deserve a spot.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to gain life. They're very good at it, especially if we're gonna find more like token generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the line.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Does Soul Warden and Soul's Attendant, are those deserving of 2 spots in the deck, or are we not that focused on the life gain because Ayli already does it? Like, that's sort of a big question with decks like these. And what I find in the first pass of a deck is I often put too much of the core.
Right, the idea.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there's a life gain deck, and then I put way too much life gain in. Or this is a card draw deck, and I put way too much card draw in. Although that second one, that's not even possible. But you know what I mean.
All right.
Everybody says yes.
Underworld Coinsmith. Now
Everybody says yes on the Soul Sister, so let's put
This is
them in.
interesting. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough enchantments for it.
I don't
Even
think enough
though
mana either.
This is definitely a trap card. Like, you love this. You're like, oh, you can make people lose life and you can gain life off it? But unfortunately, we definitely need to have the deck built around it enchantment-wise for it to really work. All right. Looks like we're getting to the end here. War Priest of Thune. Human Cleric.
The War Priest of Thune's not too bad.
It's not too bad. It depends on how many ways we have to get rid of threats, and that's really the important thing here.
The Weathered Wayfarer is interesting. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to put in some, like, Cleric Matters stuff, or tribal, like, coat of arms or whatever. Weathered Wayfarer is a very good card. It's sort of land tax.
Yeah, I would put it in there. I think the card is very powerful in general. And speaking of land tax, let's throw that in there as well. Because we're going to have a lot of basic lands to search out in a 2-color deck. That card, land tax, is very good in decks that aren't playing too many cards.
Yeah, did we put Weathered Wayfarer in? I think that's too.
Yeah.
What's Witch Hunter do again? Just for nostalgic sake.
Witch Hunter, you tap it, it's a pinger.
To just players, though.
Yeah. And for 1 white, you can return the creature an opponent controls to its hand. So it's a bounce.
White bounces somebody else's stuff?
Yeah. I mean, white can flicker, but Witch Hunter, I mean, this card is from what, Time Spiral?
I love activated abilities on creatures, but it's maybe, yeah.
It's also from the dark, so. This art, by the way, Danny, can we bring this up?
Yeah.
Let's look at how awful this art is over here.
It looks like it looks like in Bespin, right before Han Solo is about to get frozen in carbon.
Oh yeah, with the white, the blue and the orange.
Yeah,
there.
it looks like that, except for it looks like Han Solo had a really bad day.
Jesper's drawn a lot of art. He drew the original Armageddon and Atog, and Banshee actually. Wow, a lot of and Basalt Monolith. However,
A lot of iconic cards.
Witch Hunter.
He only
not
had
so
5
hot.
minutes to do that one. Yeah. They were like, we just
minutes?
invented a card and we got to go to print tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Unofficial story. It's not.
All right.
It's
Now
not canon.
that we've gotten sort of our clerics and humans out of the way, let's take a look at the cards that have to go in every single deck.
Okay.
This
So
deck-
this is going to be a lot of the cards people have been saying. Demonic Tutor,
Demonic Tutor, absolutely.
Soul Ring.
Soul Ring, Gilded Lotus, because we're going to need a lot of colored mana specifically.
Um,
Do we have a signet for these colors, white, black?
Orzhov Signet. What's some of those the Orzhov cards or the colorless and artifact cards that go in every single deck that we need? We probably need some card draw like Phyrexian Arena.
Phyrexian
Hey
Arena.
Phil, should we put Phyrexian Arena into our deck?
No, you should use Underworld Connections.
Oh, Underworld
Underworld
Connections. We'll use both. That costs one mana every turn though.
Yeah, but your soul remains clean.
We have Soul Sister and Soul Warden in there, so our soul is pretty good.
Vindicate, of course. Good call there, as well as our
Oh,
instant
Utter
speed
Ends.
version, Utter Ends.
What else we got in here?
Wrath of God, Swords to Plowshares.
Black Market. That's a good call.
Black Market's a very good call.
Yeah.
That card works very well because you're killing things.
Yeah, exactly.
You're destroying things as well.
I like
Not
that.
to mention you're going to need the mana for extort. And that card just
Cabal
got reprinted.
Coffers.
Oh, Cabal Coffers.
Urborg. Mentor of the Meek.
Yep, we have a lot of small creatures coming into play, especially if we're going to do some token generation on the side. Sarah Ascendant, of course.
Yep.
You guys are having some great.
What's Sarah Avatar?
Sarah.
I know a lot of
Avatar.
people were saying that earlier.
Yeah. Path to Exile, of course. Swords to Plowshares, as everyone's
Do we
saying.
put Uncle Karlov of the Ghost Council?
Karlov of the Ghost Council.
We got
we could.
Path and Sword Splashers.
We got both.
Okay. What about what is it? Dust to Dust?
Dust to Dust? Return to Dust.
Return to Dust.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Return to Dust.
Just thinking.
So right now
I
we're
knew
at
Dust was part
49
of it.
cards, by the way. We're getting close.
I mean, we're gonna have to make some cuts, obviously, near the end.
Absolutely. And that would be nice, too, talking about how to make cuts.
Necropotence.
Necropotence.
Oh, we need Necropotence. Okay.
Yeah. Not to mention, you can blow it up if you
Sensei's,
don't want it anymore.
Sensei's Divining Top. Divining.
We did it.
Divining.
Divining. We're divining.
What about like Ghostly Prison and that kind of stuff? Do you feel like this deck needs that kind of thing?
I think if you're trying to conserve your life total, and people are going to target you as soon as they realize what Ayli can do.
They're going to try and knock you below 50 at least.
Yeah,
Like if you're
exactly.
at 51, they'll be like, okay, well, I'm just going to hit you below
Yeah,
it.
because Ayli's not that threatening if you don't have the requisite life total to really start blowing stuff up.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
You know, Mortify, that's a good one, Green Crab. Mortify might even be better than one of the swords or paths because it gets an enchantment also. At least, or both.
Skull Clamp, of course.
Bitter Blossom, ooh, that's an interesting call because having something to sack every turn
You are
for Ayli.
losing life from it as well.
But I mean, you don't have trouble gaining life.
That's true. Bitter Blossom has always been one of those cards that's on the side for me no matter what because it's
so
just
cheap, though.
not high enough impact. I don't know. It is very cheap.
Put it on there, we can cut it later. I like it.
Archangel of Tithes. Oh, that's interesting. Cryptghast, of course, Cryptghast. Yeah.
Cryptcast, yep.
We want any way to double our mana. Okay, Craig, what are your favorite ways to get more mana in black?
More mana in black.
Lean in, Craig, lean in.
What's the enchantment? The every time a creature dies, put a card
Black
on
Market?
it?
Black Market.
Black
We got that in
Market.
there. There's a couple creatures that double as well.
Cryptghast, obviously. The Narcana Revenant.
Oh, no, Connor Revenant. That's a spendy card too, but we
What's
don't have
the
to care about
mana
budget.
cost? Exile a land and it produces double
Oh,
prismatic lens or whatever.
Prismatic?
Extra planar lens.
Extra planar lens.
Oh,
extra
extra planar
planar
lands.
lands. Oh, would we do snow covered?
Gauntlet of
Ooh, we
Power.
could do snow covered lands.
It's only half our mana base, but I think that you could do it in 2-color, but not 3-color.
We'll have a doubling cube, I suppose, as well.
Doubling cube, I think probably.
Oh,
We
Cabal
have
Coffers, Crypt of Agadine.
Crypt of Agademe is certainly a good
Somebody's
one.
saying Teysa. Which Teysa are we talking about here? The
Probably the one that can, the envoy of, the Orzhov Scion, where you can sacrifice 3 white creatures and remove a target creature from the game, or whenever a black creature you control is put into a graveyard, you play 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying into play. That taste is certainly very good. Envoy of Ghosts, not as well, and not as good because it just stops people from attacking you. It also costs 7 mana, so it's very hard to get her out.
The Darkness Lion, Illusionist Bracers. That's a good one.
Yes. Yeah.
You get double life and double blow stuff up.
Yeah, you get to copy the ability twice.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty sweet.
Sorry. Which Tesa? A lot of people were saying Tesa, but I'm not sure which one.
I'm sure they're referring to the one that kills creatures. The other one's just too expensive and I don't think gets you where you want to go. Kebab Coffer, as someone said, which I think is hilarious.
Kebab Coffers.
Let's see. Patriarch's Bidding. Let's see, what does that guy do?
Are any of the, let's see, what about Planeswalkers?
Oh, Patriarch's Bidding. Each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature cards of the type chosen this way from their graveyard to the battlefield.
Bing!
Bing!
Patriarch's Bidding. Who said that? That person's smart.
Yeah, I like it. Especially because you're, again, like, not everyone, I think playing tribal decks is something that people don't really do as often. So if you're able to really make use of that, go for it.
All right, it's time for our call to Marshall Sutcliffe. When we come back, we will talk more about some of the tribal cards that we now need to put into the deck because I think that we're missing in that category. But we're going to call Marshall first.
All right. Marshall.
What do you guys think is the card that Marshall's going to say we should add to Ayli when we tell him that we're brewing it?
Give us your hot predictions. Until then, we're going to give Marshall Sutcliffe a call, everybody. See if he's online and waiting. Oh, Marshall, hello.
How's it going?
Good to hear you.
Thanks for coming on for our 100th episode, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Congratulations on making it to 100. That's a big milestone. Not a lot of shows make it that far.
I know. But by the way, what is LR at right now? So we can all just go.
I don't know, 300 something.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get there for sure.
Yeah, you guys had a really cool 300th episode too. You guys did it live. You brought in all the old the hosts, right?
Yeah, that was super cool. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, period, just because, I got to do it in front of a live audience, which I've never done anything like that before, and got to talk to the listeners face to face and hear them laugh at John's stupid jokes and that kind of stuff in real time. It was great. Yeah.
So you know what we're doing right now, right? We're brewing around Ayli.
Oh, I know. I got ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Okay, good.
Someone said you were going to say Muldrifter.
I mean, the correct thing to predict is him saying Mana War.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see in this deck, but I'm under the impression that there's some color restrictions that are being imposed here. So
yeah, there are. Well, so what's the first card that comes to mind when we say Ayli?
Well, so I heard BDM say Wall of Reverence, and I was like super jealous because I remember that card, but I wouldn't have thought of it. But he's just better at brewing and thinking of stuff like that, and that card's awesome. But where my mind went, because I'm a slave to flavor, right? Let's just be honest here. Don't really value that much. I'm not into power level or combos. I'm more about flavor. So I figured we should look up Pilgrims because you guys are looking at Clerics, but what about Pilgrims? Right?
Pilgrims.
So I found some sweet ones. I got some great ideas here. Number one is Samite Pilgrim, which, by the way, is also a cleric.
I was going to say, this is a Cleric Pilgrim.
Oh, look at her.
Which is pretty sweet.
She's hanging out, okay.
And though it doesn't technically gain us life, it kind of does.
I love this card. You can tap it to do stuff. I love it.
Not to mention, it has Domain in the 2-color deck, which is going to really do work.
There you go.
Automatically in. Okay. That's an auto in. Yeah, add that to the list.
Yeah, another one, I don't know if we need it, but Pilgrim's Eye, right? Oh. If we want to go dig up some lands, that could be cool.
Being a 2-color deck, we have a lot of basic lands in there, so Pilgrim's Eye always relevant.
Yeah, one that I decided to veto, I don't want it, is Pilgrim of the Fires.
Pilgrim of the Fires?
Yeah.
Is that because it's red? I've never even heard of this card.
Oh, it's a first strike trample 7-mana artifact creature golem. An unlimited all-star.
Preemptive strike against Pilgrim of the Fires here by Marshall.
Yeah, I vetoed it right off the bat, so we can avoid that. One that's cool, but I wanted to know. You guys know the format so much better. Heliod's Pilgrim.
Oh, now actually,
By the way, is also a cleric. I don't know if that matters.
I do like Heliod's Pilgrim a lot.
Yeah, she searches up auras.
Is there a specific aura that we would want to get?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Is there just either a go-to aura or some broken aura that you would want here?
That's interesting. I mean, I think we should throw it to chat. I don't play a ton of auras in general. I would think Indestructible is
Faith's
one you
Fetters,
might think
clearly.
about. Faith. Well, I mean, you could do.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you could do a removal spell.
You can do a removal spell does Oblivion Ring get it?
No, Oblivion. I
No.
actually checked that. Oblivion Ring.
Eldrazi conscription.
It's
Not really what we're
flavor,
doing,
right?
but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the idea. But I like Faith's Fetters actually. That's a great one, right? And that does do that, right?
Pariah also is an interesting one.
Because
Go for
Faith's
it.
Fetters gains life and also deals with problematic permanence, and then you can just sack Pilgrim to Ayli.
Josh,
And by the way, yes,
this
it is
may-
Ayli.
It is Ayli, yeah.
You can sack to Ayli and get a whole 2 life.
Josh, are we gonna put Face Fetters
I
in the
think
deck
we
right now?
almost have to now.
It has the life gain.
Yeah, this is one of the decks that I think it's okay, and I don't think it's amazing. But if only wait a minute. So we're gonna put Heliod's Pilgrim in so that we can put Faith's Fetter in. That's
a combo. That's what they call
It's a combo. What comboing off,
we're
Josh?
going off. We are going off.
I don't understand. Now, there's also a couple of others. There's one called Pilgrim of Virtue and Pilgrim of Justice, and my assumption is that they're not good enough to make the cut. But I don't know. Maybe you guys. So basically, they're 2 and a white for a 1/3. They're both the same. One of them has protection from red, and the other one has protection from black. And again, they're the same. They're like brothers or sisters or whatever. And you can pay white and sack it to have the next time a black source, or in the other case a red source of your choice would deal damage, you prevent the damage. Does that ever come up?
I mean,
one hit actually matters.
I mean, it does, but I feel like Circle of Protection is better in almost every case.
But you can't sack that to
That's a good point. It's a good point. And it's also not a pilgrim. So
yeah, it's not a pilgrim and a cleric, by the way.
I would say
It's
if I
all
was
the
making
checkboxes.
one prediction for Marshall coming onto the show and what he would do, it would not be turning it into Iron Root Chef.
Look, I'm trying to stay true to the roots of EDH here.
I love it, man. You're unpredictable.
Yeah, I'm going full Pilgrim Cleric tribal on you guys.
Not to mention the artist that drew the Pilgrim of Virtue. His name has got to be the coolest name ever. Massa Milano Frazzato.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That is pretty awesome. And the art is fantastic. Who knows what he's really...
Massa
being guarded
Milano
against.
Frazzato, Mr. Roboto.
He's drawn some good cards in the past, including...
Man, the Pilgrim of Justice artist is named Maurizio Daniele, too, which is a great name as well.
That's actually awesome. Maybe they are related. The art is very similar.
They're like,
I like.
listen, these 2 cards, they're going to be brothers, and we need 2 brothers to draw the cards. I guess they would have the same last name.
And yeah, two Italian guys.
That is pretty fantastic.
So, Marshall, we asked BDM this. Last time we had you on, again, I think you were on like our 9th episode or something very early on, and we talked about your Animar deck, and you only had 1 commander deck. Did BDM ever convince you to build a second one? Do you have 2 now? Come on.
No, I've still only got the one Animar deck. The truth of it is that I don't get to play Commander that often. And so when if I played more often, then I would probably feel like, I want to be able to mix it up and throw a different deck at people. But let's be honest, that Animar deck is everything I want to do in Magic, right?
Yeah,
That's
it is
just
pretty great.
that's where I want to be anyway. And so when I get to play that, just once every month or 2 or whatever, that's what I want to do anyway. If I had another deck, it would just be sitting there collecting dust because I'd be like, yeah, but Muldrifter's in that one and Mana War's in that one, and I want to play that one. So he bugs me about it occasionally. He'll pester me a little here and there about getting something else going. And I'll be honest, I mean, there have been a few commanders that I thought, that's kind of cool, but I just can't betray my old buddy Animar. I can't do it.
You're a monogamous EDH player. I respect.
Yes, yeah.
Respect.
I think the truest thing to do is to make this deck and give it to you with all of the Pilgrim of Virtues and stuff as just a very
I don't know.
overpowered
Sounds
brew.
expensive.
The full budget version.
Full budget.
Play Pilgrims.
I wonder what the most expensive pilgrim in all of Magic is.
It's got to be Ayli, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Ayli.
So like $3 or something.
Maybe one of the Soul Sisters because they're used.
They're
a
not
lot.
pilgrims, dude.
They're
not
not. Oh,
pilgrims,
you're
bro.
right.
Yeah, come on.
Could be Ashling.
Ashling.
Oh, Ashling.
Ashling is like also legendary. I don't know, maybe not.
We'll do a 5-color brew and start throwing in.
Here,
every
I'll look it
Pilgrim
up.
we can.
All right, median price Ayli $1.84. Median price Ashling $1.63 goes to Ayli.
Ayli, killing it right now. What's that like a foil? Pilgrim?
High roller.
Yeah,
High rolling.
the highest of rollers.
Marshall, we need to give away a prize. In fact, we're going to give away one of our large prizes, the Battle for Zendikar Fat Packs.
Ooh.
So we need you to think of a word that everyone's going to type in chat, I'm thinking of a word. It's most associated with you. Let's see if you say that word.
I think you're thinking of the same word I'm thinking of.
Okay, go for it.
Value.
Yes, value.
So everyone type in value to chat to enter the contest to potentially win a Battle for Zendikar Fat Pack.
And what's more value than that?
So Marshall, you know a lot of people have been cracking packs on just more than ever.
Oh yeah,
these last
I
two
forgot about
sets.
this.
Just for fun.
I know. I don't need to hear about that. I know.
So we were told to relay a story to you. Which really, yeah. So there's
skeptical me now.
Yeah, there's a mutual friend of ours. I won't say his name, but it might rhyme with Ryan favorite Harshal. And he just wanted to us to let you know that he tilt cracked a box of Oath. Was it Oath?
Yeah.
No, there is no way he did that.
While muttering your name the entire time.
Yeah. I do not, but okay, there's two things. A, I would have felt the disturbance in the value force, and I felt no such disturbance, especially of a betrayal of that level. And B, no way he did that. He's lying to you. I refuse to believe it, and I will take this belief to my grave, and I'm not going to ask him about it either.
He said that the fact that he hasn't pulled an expedition was weighing on him so heavily that he just
true.
had to do it.
I feel bad for him.
I mean,
we can't all be, Josh Lee Kwai with the girlfriend with the magic hands that just opens up expeditions every other pack. But he hasn't gotten any, which is pretty brutal.
Yeah, so he did tilt crack an entire box. He wanted us to let you know that.
Yeah,
well,
Marshall.
I think he was afraid to say it directly, so he wanted to go through an intermediary.
Yeah.
It's like an intervention.
Yeah. No, and he did not get one. So.
I know, right?
Oh, good. Justice was served.
Oh, good. What kind of a friend is that?
Pure justice.
He's like, oh, good. Serves you right.
Marshall, have you cracked any expeditions yourself?
Yeah, I have. I cracked 2 expeditions.
I saw
I
Steam
two
vents
on Moto, but I've also cracked 2 in real life. They were both Steam vents. And the crazy part is, one of them I cracked on the podcast as a crack-a-pack, which,
no way.
If you know, we give every rare that we crack on the crack-a-packs away to our patrons.
Except
so
for
I gave it away.
clearly.
No, he gave it away.
No, I know.
True to his word.
Say that
Respect.
You're still holding it in your house somewhere.
Yeah, well, I have the other one. I have the it's funny because they just happen to both be Steam vents, and I have 2 of them.
How convenient, Marshall.
Yeah, I was actually kind of happy when I opened. Like, I was like, this is cool. Like, getting a chance to give one of those away is like, whatever. I have enough friggin' Magic cards. Like, I'm totally fine at giving it away to a listener. I was pretty happy about that.
That's like the ultimate Patreon prize right there.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, 2 things. Gitrog has won the Battle for Zendikar Fat Pack, and if you so choose, you may tilt crack that and try and get an expedition. And then we have a question, and I'll let you field this one, Marshall. Somebody's asking, what does tilt crack mean?
Tilt crack?
What does tilt crack mean?
I'll let you explain it.
Well, basically, BDM was frustrated. Tilt is just a poker term for when you're really frustrated, steaming, angry, mad. Usually it happens when you're gaming, when you're like actually in a game of Magic and you just needed that 3rd land and then you had to mulligan the next one and the person with the crappy deck beat you and you're just like, ugh, that's tilting. And cracking packs, well, we all know what that means. So, yeah, you can put the 2 together and figure out what BDM did. Except for, BDM apparently wasn't mad about the game. He was mad about not finding any expeditions. But still, I accept no excuse for cracking a whole box without drafting it with me specifically.
What about cracking 18-hole boxes?
I was so desperate, Marshall, to crack an expedition that me and a friend decided to set up a mock draft so that we wouldn't just crack them needlessly. And we 2-person did an 8-person draft around the table.
Jimmy, this is why I love you, man. See, that's all I ask. You got something out of it. It's just like, just cracking it and just like, okay, whatever. What rare did I get? Like, all you got to do is do just the slightest bit. There's so much value just sitting in those packs. You can do, you can do a heads up, pack thing. Yeah, you can do heads up seal. That gets you through a box really quickly and gets you, even for me, it's like, even if you just build the seals, right? Like if you don't feel like playing it out, hey, whatever. Everybody's time is different in the way they can spend it, but like learn something from it, right? Like I love what you did there, Jimmy, and that's why like I don't feel bad when we do crack-a-packs on the show because it's like we're discussing and learning about it. Like at least just do that. My God, like at least that. That's all I ask. Josh.
Just laying down the harsh beats over here,
Yeah,
Josh.
I have
Sorry,
no
buddy.
excuse. I have no excuse.
He knows.
Marshall, we really want to say thank you for taking the time to come on our 100th episode. It's been great having you on twice now. We're going to have to convince you to build another deck so we can have you on a third time here soon.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. No problem at all. I was really happy to come on, and congratulations again for hitting 100 episodes. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Yeah, and
man.
if you guys in the chat have not checked out Limited Resources, what are you doing? It is the granddaddy of them podcasts. It's why we exist.
Yeah, we've had so many people, especially recently. I think we must have been talking about draft like during our episodes more or something, because a lot of emails, a lot of comments just asking about draft, like what they should do. This is a good question, Marshall, before you go. If somebody hasn't tried draft before and they want to sort of do it for the first time, what do you think is like a good way for them to dip their toe in the water and give it a shot? Because we've definitely had a lot of questions about that recently.
Yeah.
And with Conspiracy 2 coming up, I think a lot of EDH players are going to want to have some familiarity with draft as a format. So what do you suggest?
Yeah, so that is the hard part about draft, because there's a lot of moving parts to a booster draft. There's opening up the packs and selecting your cards, the actual draft portion, and then there's building your deck, which is something that you're doing on the fly. And if you're used to building a commander deck or any constructed deck, you have as much time as you want to sit there and pour over every last card slot. But in limited, you're under the clock. You need to make sure that you build it in a reasonable time frame. And it's not super rushed, but you don't get forever. And then of course there's playing the games, which the games play out differently than you're used to as well, because if you're playing against somebody in Commander and they have a certain commander, you're going to make assumptions about a lot of the cards that they may or may not have. Now there's going to be a lot of cards that you don't know if they have, but there's going to be a lot that you think, well, if you're playing this commander, you probably have this. And in limited, that's not the case. It's a lot more varied, and that can be really overwhelming and daunting for a player when they're first starting out. So what I suggest is doing a little bit of research ahead of time, and that way like we try to give this information on the podcast, but you can find it in written form as well, is you can get a little more comfortable with the idea of how a booster draft works before diving into it, right? And that way you're not just feeling like you're being sort of pushed through this thing as you go, and you're like, I didn't even know it was happening next. We're going to sit down, we're going to open up a pack, I'm going to take one of the cards from it, I'm going to pass that whole pack, to the left, and then you kind of go, oh, okay. And then when you sit down, you're just filling in blanks and connecting dots rather than having it be, this whole new experience. And, it doesn't take a lot. You can read one article, listen to a podcast or two, and you're going to get a lot of that initial anxiety out. And then what I recommend is actually trying to find a local store that does booster drafts. I know that one of the stores near me does it, and I'll go over there and draft sometimes. And that way, when you sit down, don't be shy. Just say, hey guys, this is my first booster draft. I'm super excited to try it. I've read about how it works, but I've never actually done it. So just if somebody could be patient with me or lead me through it a little bit.
Yeah.
I have seen that happen at my local shop countless times, and there's always somebody there that's nice and isn't going to be mean to you or go, oh God, it's your first draft. What are you doing here? They're going to be like, great, no problem. This is how it works. And you just ask questions as you go. And I got to tell you, it's not as bad as you think. It's really not. You get those first few picks down and you're like, okay, I'm in these two colors. And then all of a sudden you start getting a bit of a rhythm for it. And then, again, ask a few questions when you do your build. Uh-oh, somebody died.
Someone died.
Marshall, awesome advice. Please listen to that. Draft is such a great format. Listen to Limited Resources. Let's go find out who died. But Marshall, thanks again. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
You're
man.
welcome, guys. See you next time.
All
See you,
right.
buddy. All right, who's dead? Who died?
So two people did. It was
everyone?
a ding.
Everyone? Well, ring it twice.
That's why he rang it twice.
Oh,
Ding,
man.
ding.
He did ding ding. So
Vinny,
what happens?
Animorphs
All right.
went off.
So, Phil cast Cyclonic Rift. Wesley, in response, Cyclonic Rift.
So he had Sarkons to put me at 10.
Right.
And he had
Soren.
a bunch of morphs Soren. And then he had a bunch of morphs on the board and was going to kill me after the Cyclonic Rift. So I had to tap out to Cyclonic Rift in response, so everyone picked up everything.
Yep.
It got to Vinny's turn, and then...
I played Animar, Impact Tremors, Cloudstone Curio,
Oh, boy.
bunch of 2-mana morphs and creatures.
And that's it.
And that's-
G.
yep, that's the game.
Jeez.
Animar
that.
takes another one.
Nice work.
So, Animar, by the way, Marshall, 100% correctly predicted the winner here.
Holy cow! The Animar deck won while we were on with Marshall.
Truly, fate has smiled upon us.
Did chat pick the winner?
Chat picked, I believe Chat picked Animar, actually.
Mimeo, yeah.
No, chat picked Mimeoplasm. Animar was close in second, only by 2 votes though, so very close, chat. Now that 2 people have died, that means we have double prizes to give away.
2 prizes, 2 prizes. Okay, so the first prize, let's do Animar. So the word is Animar. Type in Animar into the chat, and we will choose. It's Animar.
Yes, Animar, and we'll choose the winner from there. Also in 10 minutes, we're going to be bringing on Jason Alt to this show from Brainstorm Brewery, which is very exciting.
Well, since Jason's coming on, and he's the finance guy, we should probably give away our most expensive prize, which is the From the Vault Annihilation.
That's right.
So when Jason comes on in about 10 minutes, don't go anywhere, because we're going to be giving away the biggest prize.
Some good stuff.
Yep.
All right, Swords Deck currently has 61 cards in it. Actually, it may have more than that. We just added some more. By the way, I'm gonna have to get rid of some.
We gotta take. Yeah. Well, I think we have to keep 1 pilgrim in honor of Marshall, even though
1 pilgrim. I vote for Pilgrim's
I did not think Marshall was going to come on and go all Vorthos on us. I did not see that coming.
These are the exact colors that Animar is not, by the way. White
Yeah,
and black.
true.
So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, white and black don't bounce any creatures, so
Yeah.
I don't,
I'm interested to see what Jason's going to bring to the show. All right, so let's declare a winner for our first giveaway with Animar. Danny, if you would so kindly. S.A. Icon Jr.
Psycon Jr.
Send me a message, and let's do our second giveaway right away. Our second giveaway word shall be...
Cyclonic.
Cyclonic. So guys, type in Cyclonic into chat to enter our second giveaway. Very exciting. All right, so let's keep looking at cards here. Now we're adding these staples, right? So
We were adding the staples. I also think that we're a little light on tribal theme stuff like coat of arms, stuff that takes advantage of the fact that we have a lot of clerics. What other cards come to mind, everybody, when we're thinking about like just good with tribal synergy type stuff?
The thing is, I don't know if coat of arms really works though, because do you really want to be swinging in with this deck?
It might not be.
Extort seems like our #1 way to victory.
Like cards that just say if you have for each creature of this type you do something. What are some cards that do that?
But first, let's declare our winner for Cyclonic. So Danny, if you may, if you can. Ask card. Congratulations. Send me a message on a whisper on Twitch, and I will send you the instructions to get your prize. So again, now we're talking about cards that work.
Casual Noob 123 says Cavern of Souls. That's a good one.
Cavern of Souls.
Might be a little spendy, but we don't care about that.
We don't care about spendy right now. Cavern of Souls, we do need some sweet lands. Adaptive Automaton, what does that card do?
Adaptive Automaton, I don't know. Shivam says.
Adaptive Automaton?
Yeah, that's from Shivam. So
as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, and it gets other creatures of the creature type get +1/+1.
Oh, so it's kind of. I don't know though. I might rather just play Coat of Arms if my goal is to make my things as big as possible.
True.
It's interesting. A lot of people are saying
now,
Door of Destinies.
Actually,
Door of Destinies.
Door of Destinies is sweet. I'm going back on Coat of Arms because Ayli needs stuff to sack. And she needs stuff to be bigger. And Coat of Arms makes them huge.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that case...
so Door of Destinies here is a 4-drop artifact. When it comes to play, you choose a Cleric.
Creature type, yep.
Yep. And then whenever you play a spell of that type, you put a charge counter on Door of Destinies. And then creatures you control of that type get +1/+1 for each charge counter. So that can make them huge too. In fact, it can possibly make them bigger than Coat of Arms if a bunch of creatures die and then you play Ayli again.
So let's do Coat of Arms and Door of Destinies onto the deck. So we're sort of building up, and as you guys know, you can't just build a perfect 99 card deck when you're building. You get to 120, 130, and you have to cut down from there, which is going to be sort of the latter half of our show, which we're getting close to.
Yeah,
now.
we are. Test of Endurance, someone's saying?
Test of Endurance. Let's check that guy out.
Looking at some more here.
By the way, if you guys don't have a Twitch chat that has tons of people in there to help you find out cards, one of the best ways to sort of figure out Test of Endurance. This is perfect. It's 2 white at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have 50 more life, you win the game.
Oh, so it's Felidar Enchantment Sovereign.
And Felidar Enchantment Sovereign. This is 100% going in. But like I was saying, if you guys don't have people to ask about, what cards work or whatever, Google is one of your best friends. Looking up deck lists for Ayli, going to EDH Rec.
EDH Rec is very good.
Even just looking up best cards for Ayli, you'll see tons of forum posts about people that have asked the same question. And it's a great way to source sort of ideas from a lot of different people.
What's Conda's banner? Conda with a K.
Konda's Banner is a artifact.
I've seen this
Oh
before.
yeah, it equips to only a legendary creature, and creatures that share a color with it get +1/+1. Creatures that share a creature type with it get +1/+1.
So you
as
get
well.
+2/+2. I think it's probably a little
Eli
too
knows
expensive.
what's up here.
My dwarf deck.
Yeah. In his barbarian deck, Eli.
Yeah, barbarian decks.
What was I thinking of? What about like Grave Pact and Dictative Erebos? Because we are sacrificing our own stuff.
I 100% agree. Grave Pact, Dictative Erebos, both cards that are extremely good because you're killing stuff and you're blowing stuff up.
You're sacking your own stuff, and then
Not to mention, if we're going to go control-y, that's totally the sort of the where you want to go with it.
Well, and you can sack your stuff at instant speed, so it's so good against the Narset decks and the Jaleva decks and those one creature Voltron Rafik type decks. Yeah.
By the way, people voted yay on Infinite, so we can totally get there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now here we go. How about Suture Priest? It is whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may have that player lose a life. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Grey Merchant of Asphodel seems like something we definitely want.
Oh, Grey Merchant's so good, especially if you can recur it in some way.
Yeah.
Because it can do like, you know,
a billion damage.
Yeah, it can kill people. So yeah, it seems very good.
It can kill people.
Is it a cleric?
It is not. It is a zombie.
How
about this? Well of Lost Dreams. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life, and you do draw X cards.
That seems very good.
Yeah, card draw, very hard to get in white and black.
Well, black does it very well.
Black does it, but kind of non-bow is what we're trying to do, which is gain life.
Yeah, that's true. Black's card draw is usually contingent upon you losing life.
Yeah. Let's see here. Aetherios, everyone is saying. I kind of like Aetherios. I mean, for 3 mana, it recurs all of your creatures.
Sort
to a
of
certain
does.
degree.
They can choose not to, though. That's what I don't like about it is 3 damage is not that much, and for the important creatures, they'll be like, no, I'll pay 3 life. Although you do get to choose which opponent makes that choice, and you can choose one that's friendly to you or one that is low on life.
Yeah, that's true.
It's iffy. What do we think about Aetherios? Maybe we should do the Struple for Aetherios, because that's a card I would be really on the fence about. I'm not sure if I would put it in or not.
Yeah, I'm feeling not. Aetherios, it is the God of Passage. But at the same time, do we have that much trouble really reanimating stuff?
We don't have a ton of reanimation right now. We have some, but what happened to Ayli?
Oh, I forgot to put an Ayli, unfortunately. So go ahead and vote on Aetherios there. Now, another card that I think is really good in this deck is Vizkopa Guildmage.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Vizkopa Guildmage is a cheap creature. It's white and black, so there's times we can play for free. 1 white black creature gains lifelink until end of turn, and for the same, you can also, whenever you gain life this turn, each opponent loses that much life.
Yeah, that could be really big with Ayli, because if you could get like a big creature, you could all of a sudden like make everybody lose like 10 life.
Yeah, and that, I really like the fact that we're killing people with non-creature-based
Not attacking.
combat. Yeah.
We might think about Door of Destinies and Coat of Arms just coming out, and just our plan being we don't combat damage you out.
We don't combat damage you, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to sort of make a choice focus-wise, because the deck will be all over the place if we're trying to do both.
Yeah, I'm on the side of doing that.
Of doing the non-combat damage. I like non-combat damage in general. We've seen like if somebody gets collective restraint. Most decks are built to beat combat damage. They have a lot of cards in their deck that stop you from attacking them, or destroy all creatures and blah blah blah. So I think in general, if you can build a deck that wins in a way that's not combat damage, it's better.
Yeah, in general, I think that always works out. Now, that doesn't mean that combat damage is not a good way to win. It's a great way to win.
No, and tons of decks do it. I just think that, like, I don't know, to me it's more interesting and maybe a little bit better if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a couple categories we definitely haven't tackled, and it's ramp and card draw.
Ramp and card draw. We have Mentor of the Meek, and we have
Gilded Lotus. We have Cabal Coffers, and we have a few other Crypt Gas and stuff like
Well
that.
of Lost Dreams. All very good cards to draw cards in our deck.
We have Necropotence. We have a few. Are there any like specific? I guess the Pontiff or the what was the one we just added that drew you cards?
Oh yeah, I just talked about it. It's the artifact Well of Lost Dreams.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Are there any cards we're missing that are mana ramp or card draw that specifically synergize with Ayli? That's sort of a big question. I think.
Oh, Lake of the Dead. That's an excellent land for this deck. You can sacrifice a swamp to add black to your mana pool.
Oh, that seems good.
So it's just kind of you have to sacrifice a swamp when it comes in as well. But the fact that it can get you to 4 black at any time is pretty powerful, because it is tough to sort of get to that amount.
I like it. I like it.
So,
And you might be able in these positions where if you just extort 3 times or something, you'll win. And so just that little burst of mana could do it.
Now, because Ayli's activated ability only costs 1, what do you think about mass land destruction? Or 1 white black to do her thing. I mean, it's a cheap thing to do. And if you're...
It just doesn't feel like we're set up to take advantage of it in the way that, like...
It's true.
An Ulamog or something that's, like, big, indestructible. Good luck catching up to that with no mana.
The thing is, though, if you're blowing off enough non-land permanents on the battlefield, it's tough, though, you know, because it does cost 3 mana to do her ability. And I feel like as soon as you do it once, you are public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough to sort of navigate those sort of dicey waters. What about Debt to the Deathless?
Each opponent loses 2 times X life, and you gain life equal to the life lost this way, and it costs black, white, and X. This is... It depends on how much rampant stuff we can get in the deck. If we're doubling cubing, crypt casting, and, you know, Nirkana Revenant, and that kind of stuff.
Seems like another win condition.
It could just go boom and you win. It's possible. Yeah. All right, let's see what some people are saying.
Grim Haruspex.
That seems really good. Grim Haruspex.
Especially because we're blowing stuff up all the time.
The Mike
here.
Evans 035, good suggestion. Grim Haruspex.
Oh, how about Erebos, God of the
Shivam, how
Dead?
do I say Grim Haruspex?
Haruspex.
Haruspex. Hadouken.
How about Erebos, God of the Dead?
That seems really good. I like that card in general. Stops everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's an interesting thing. One thing I like to think about with decks is, okay, here's my deck. Here's what I'm trying to do. What cards am I really worried about that really mess me up? Erebos is a card we should be scared of. So we need some ways in the deck. And we have Vindicate. Oh, Vindicate doesn't do it. We have Utter End.
Yeah.
Is Utter End the only way we would have right now to get rid of Erebos if somebody plays it? Because Erebos kind of shuts off the deck, right?
Yeah,
you
Utter
can't
End
gain life
is
anymore.
sort of our only exile, unless it becomes a creature, in which case you are able to path or swords it.
Right. That's things I like to think about. It's like, what are the types of effects that I'm scared of? Counter spells
Taste
are
as
another
well
one.
also helps us out with the one that
because
exiles. It just exiles a guy.
Yeah, I would like to put in, like, Grand Abolisher is a good one. Is there something else we can put in, 1 or 2 things that sort of help us get around a counterspell heavy deck?
Yeah, certainly.
You know, Boseiju is not great. We don't have a lot of instants and sorceries.
What about Rock's Faithmender? If you would gain life, you gain twice that much instead.
Seems pretty good.
Seems pretty good. Actually, may already be in the deck. Nope. So we are currently at I think like close to 80 cards. So it's almost time to trim.
Well, usually I get close to like 200 cards before I trim.
Right.
I'm not saying that we'll do that here.
Oh,
but...
by the way, Jason Hunt's about to come on the show.
Oh, we gotta call Jason.
Let's give Jason
okay,
a
we'll
call.
Continue.
And then see what he thinks about our choices so far.
It's cool. Marshall was hanging out in the chat.
Yeah, I'm so glad he was in there. I hope he's modded. If you're not Marshall, I'll get you on that. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Jason
Mr. Alt.
How's it going?
Nickelback!
Nickelback! Oh my goodness. Good to hear your voice, man. It's been quite a while since we last talked to you.
Yeah, it's been a while since anybody talked to me, I think.
He had a baby.
I have family in DC, and I still couldn't make it to the GP this weekend, so...
Oh, no!
Well, how old's the kiddo now? I mean, you guys are still pretty new to it.
6 weeks.
So, yeah.
6 weeks? Oh, congratulations.
She's a terrorist.
Yeah, how, are you getting any sleep?
You know, we're doing it in shifts, and I always had a kind of an off-sleep schedule for my wife anyway, so I kind of supervise her sleeping, and then I pass her off to my wife at about 6 a.m. I don't know how this is going to work when she goes back to work, but for now it's working out pretty well for us.
That's great. Jason Alt, if you guys do not know, is one of the hosts of Brainstorm Brewery, which is the top finance podcast for Magic the Gathering.
Woo! We're number 1.
And you guys have a spoiler this year, right?
We're calling them previews.
Previews. The first ever preview.
Spoilers, a greeny cell phone pic taken from
I think that's
somebody
a leak. I call that a leak.
Okay, yeah, we do have a spoiler. It's a good card. I know everybody thinks their spoiler is a way better card. See, I'm not even going to call it a preview anymore. Everyone thinks they're good, but like I'm actually legitimately excited about this card for a certain EDH deck. So that'll be spoiled on the 22nd.
Exciting. So if you guys haven't checked out Brainstorm Brewery, make sure you guys go and download it on your local podcast application.
Yeah, on Stitcher or iTunes or whatever. The guys are great. They will help out your wallet. You said March 22nd is when your spoiler card comes out?
Yeah, that's when it's officially previewed, so I think we're going to get a jump on it. I'm not sure exactly what day we're going to release the podcast. So
Oh, you guys will release it on that day. Trust me, that's what.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's your first one, so congratulations. Long time coming. About time.
certainly long
You
time
guys have
coming.
definitely deserved it. So congratulations on that.
it was a little bit of a sticky situation for Wizards too. Like they can't acknowledge the secondary market.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
if we're real in your face about we're about finance, and they're like, finance doesn't exist. Magic cards are whatever MSRP divided by 15 is, because that's
That's true.
every Magic card costs 1/15 of a booster pack. I don't know what the secondary market is you're talking about.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
Yeah. So for a while we were sort of like they couldn't really acknowledge us, but we've had some really great WotC guests. We've had Gavin Verhey and Aaron Forsyth come on the podcast, and they're very aware of the secondary market, even if they can't acknowledge it. So we found a way to sort of make ourselves a little bit more palatable to Wizards of the Coast, and they've begun acknowledging us a little bit more. So that's been really good. Corbin on the coverage team has not hurt.
Yeah, that's true. Corbin's actually showing up more and more, and he's actually been on camera a few times now. So yeah, so that's pretty sweet.
I'm a big fan of
I
Corby.
think that's a mistake. I'm a fan of Corbin too, but just don't put him on camera. Like,
ouch.
He's got a face for podcasting.
Brutal. Hey, listen, I like seeing Corbin. We're big fans of his too.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what we're doing, Jason? We're brewing a deck.
Oh, okay.
So we have, with the Twitch chat, we've started to brew, or we're pretty far along brewing Ayli, the Eternal Pilgrim.
Ooh.
So we promised Twitch chat that because you're the money guy, that when you came on, we would give away our biggest money prize.
Yeah.
Which is the
nice.
From the Vault Annihilations.
Ooh.
So here's how it's going to work. Ayli, the Eternal Pilgrim, what's the card that comes to mind for you as like a card that has to be in that deck?
I don't know if you guys. I don't know what you've mentioned, so I'm kind of
Just-
coming in the dark.
yeah.
Forgive me if you've said these cards before. These two need to be in the deck: Felidar Sovereign and Test of Endurance. Boom.
Oh,
Test of
Endurance
Endurance.
we have not put up yet. Nobody said it, so.
Oh, no, we did.
Oh, we did put it in. Yeah.
Test of Endurance actually was one of the newer ads.
Everybody, we're going to type in Endurance into the chat, and that is going to be your entry to win the From the Vault Annihilation.
If only,
Right there.
if only Damnation was in here. Actually, let's see if any cards in From the Vault Annihilation would make it into the deck.
Oh, that's well. There's a lot of white cards because Wrath
Yeah.
of God could
Wrath
easily
of
make
God,
it.
Living Death.
Living Death has a chance, yeah.
Living Death. Martial Coup is one of my favorite board wipes.
Turbinus is a still really good forward wipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Virtue's Ruin just wrecks. Oh, wait, whoa.
Jason, we have to pause really quick
Was
because
that a triple bell?
we have a EDH game going on in the background, and whenever
my
somebody
goodness.
dies,
All right.
they dig. So we got to go to them really quick.
All right,
we'll be
all right.
back with you in a minute. I'll
Let's
let you
go
walk over there. I
mobile.
can talk to Jason.
So turn 3 played Ethereum Sculptor plus Unwinding Clock.
Okay, sweet. Love to hear it.
And then
yeah, hang on one
went
second.
Memnarch Illusionist Bracers and started stealing everyone's lands faster than they could play them.
Oh my goodness.
Including the Sword of Feast and Famine from him as well, which then made me untap and steal more.
A triple
Yeah.
KO.
Yeah, you did hear that. It's just stupid. Like, why bother playing this?
Craig, this is one of your most powerful decks, right?
Probably my most powerful deck. If you get the right opening hand, it's almost unbeatable.
Would you argue that Wes got the right opening hand?
Wes got the right opening.
Yeah, this is the perfect
There's
opening hand.
no
It's just gross.
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without the partial parrots either. So congrats, Wes, for a triple KO. That's pretty impressive. All right, shuffle up, boys.
Wes has now won 2 of the 3 games. Is that
Well,
true?
this time with Craig's deck. So Craig, looks like you kind of won one. You did it, friends.
All right,
You
Jason,
did
we're
it.
back. Jason promised that he has a card that he thinks is probably not in our list yet.
Oh, really?
So we're waiting with. Oh, Jason, sorry, we should announce the winner really quickly.
It is Wales Lowell.
Wales Lowell?
Wales Lowell, send me a message.
Wales Lowell from the Vault Annihilation. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You get this awesome product. 100% for EDH players, too, by the way.
Oh, it's so good for EDH. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That's why I love Gavin Verhey's. He loves EDH, he loves Commander, and he
hooked
helps,
it up.
helps design these sets. So thanks, Gavin, and congrats. You won an FTB Annihilation. All right, Jason,
All right.
hit us.
So
Trading Post.
Trading Post. I never
Trading
even thought
Post.
about it.
That is a pet card of mine. It's a Planeswalker that is colorless, and It has 37 abilities, and it always does something you need.
You
It
know
draws
what?
cards. It's a sack outlet. It gains your life. It gives you a chump blocker. Like
This card
the
is
best.
really good.
I'm 100% on board with this card because it gains us the life that we need. We get tokens to sacrifice to Ayli as well.
I like any card that has at least 4 things that it can do.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just-
always going to want one of them.
It's the Jace of artifacts.
Yeah, it really is. It's a card I tend to jam in decks a lot, and it always seems to do exactly what I need. Like, it's giving me that last chump blocker. It's drawn me the top deck I needed. It's an instant speed planeswalker, so
Yeah,
it
that's
can
actually
go in every
fantastic.
EDH deck. And if you're trying to sacrifice stuff, or have stuff to sacrifice it, 2 of those modes are super relevant for that.
You know what? I am a big fan of this card. Jason, great call. I would not have thought of this otherwise, actually.
I should play this card more. It seems like you're right. It would be useful in so many situations. It's just not on my radar or something I think about a lot, but I like it.
It doesn't do anything super duper well, so people sort of overlook it. But it does 4 things like almost as well as something that would get its own card.
Right.
So you're saying that this should be banned in EDH?
I mean, man, they banned my other favorite card, so why not?
Oh, let's commiserate about the old prophet.
Oh boy, that made me. I had a box full. I didn't think this day would come. I thought there were other cards that were a little bit more problematic. Like, I thought Deadeye Navigator would get the X before Prophet, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah. It is a very, very powerful card.
Do you hear the pain in his voice? In fact, actually, I did hear the pain in his voice. I'm not even making a joke. Like, it was almost like he actually, because Jason, let's be real, like, you're a pretty, sarcastic dude. But man, I can really feel it through you there. You lost somebody close to you. I'm sorry for your loss.
It felt like that. Like, I put all the profits in a shoebox and buried them in the yard.
It's a time capsule of what EDH used to be. The Wild West of Commander.
They're in my box of shame now, so, they could be relevant again someday.
Yeah, someday.
Someone will break it in Modern, or it'll get unbanned in EDH, or they'll have a new format where it's good. So, my box of shame always seems to come through for me. When I was a very new financier, I was like, Night Veil Spectre's good in Vintage. I'm going to pick up all the promos for a quarter each. And then the promos hit $25. I was like, oops, I'm accidentally super good at this.
Yeah. And then you started the podcast.
I bought 25-cent Stoneforge Mystics. I'm like, dude, people are going to use this to search for Sword of Body and Mind.
Wait,
well,
25 cents?
Batterskull is close. It's similar.
Batterskull's close, yeah.
Yeah.
Stoneforge Mystic,
well, then
by the way.
Batterskull
Good
came out a
call.
few sets later. I'm like, look, I'm accidentally good at this.
Okay, so because we have the finance guy here on the podcast, what right now are you looking at as a card that, could have financial value?
Assault Suit.
Assault Suit?
Oh,
See, the thing about Assault Suit is it's 3 times as prevalent as some of the rares in that set, so its upside is a little bit limited, but I think the reprint risk is pretty low.
That's actually a very good point, actually. Whenever Wizards prints a new supplementary product and introduces new cards, people don't, I think, realize at that time that that's going to be one of the few times it's ever printed, because, they're not going to look to that card to be reprinted anytime soon. Unless
it would have
really
to go into
needs
Commander
be.
product or Conspiracy, right? It can't go into anything else.
Yeah, or from the vault.
Oh, true.
So they don't have standard sets to print it in. They have to sort of look to their secondary market of stuff. Their quote unquote secondary market, which is just their supplementary stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, what makes you think Assault Suit specifically has growth potential?
Just the fact that it's a unique card and it does a lot of work in a lot of decks with fun commanders. It's anything that's a unique card like that. It's the only thing that makes that kind of thing happen. Plus, it's a good effect.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there were foils. That would be a better spec.
Yeah.
And like I said, something like Scrap Mastery, I think, has got more upside because there's 1 Scrap Mastery for every 5 decks, where there are 3 Assault Suits for every 5 decks.
Right. Scrap Mastery.
But Assault Suit's 25 cents right now. It'll never get cheaper than that. And once these start getting open, even the uncommons, are you have upside. If you look at something like Aura Shards from the first Commander set,
Right.
I realized that the Commander 2013 sold way better. but I still think it's got upside in the long term. And if they're 25 cents each, you can drop $20 and and just buy a bunch of copies. So
yeah, that's true.
once they start drying up on TCG Player, I think people are going to read the card, see how good it is, and just think about having that unique effect in EDH. And I think in power level, it rivals Blade of Selves. If you've got a commander like Zergo Helm Smasher or Skullbriar, or something you want crashing into somebody every turn cycle, well, how about 4 times the turn cycle?
Yeah, that is actually, it was interesting because our spoiler for the last commander set was Rite of the Raging Storm, and I was originally kind of down on the power level of the card, and then when you realize it actually, the fact that it happens 4 times or 3 times or whatever, that's a lot of damage, and it's a really easy way for the whole table to come together on something. Like, well, this person's clearly the threat, so I don't mind sending this into him and trying to kill that person, What do you think of Mizzix's Mastery, Jason?
Like long term?
Yeah.
I kind of thought that was a card that they tried to make legacy level powerful. I thought that was their attempt at another containment priest or another true name nemesis, and I'm surprised that it's not really getting there. I think what people are doing in legacy is smashing people with Emrakuls. They're not really trying to do this kind of stuff, and it's a little bit similar to cards that already exist.
Right.
But
Flames.
Yeah. So I think it's sort of like it took people a while to adopt Past in Flames over something like Ill-Gotten Gains or something like that. So, there's that one deck in Legacy it goes in, but really it does some stupid stuff in EDH too. That's because you're getting back all kind of good spells in EDH.
Yeah.
So
You're getting back a lot for insurrection level.
Yeah, it is insurrection level powerful sometimes, where you just cast so many spells it doesn't even matter what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Jason, while we've got you here, Eternal Masters is coming out soon. It's caused a lot of craziness. I was looking at the reserve list the other day, and I decided to start picking up things like Yavimaya Hollow and some other cards because the reserve list is going so crazy because of Eternal Masters. Do you think... I'm just curious about your perspective with EDH and Eternal Masters. What do you think we should be doing right now with that set coming out to sort of mitigate the expense of EDH moving forward because of that set?
Well, I actually wrote an article on that you guys can find on MTG Price. That I sort of talked about all the stuff that's relevant in both Legacy and EDH and on the reserve list. I think I nailed everything except Winding Canyons. I forgot that.
What's the name of the article?
Winding Canyon is another one I bought with Yavimaya Hollow too. Yeah.
I'll look that up while I'm talking to you guys. So what I ended up doing was identifying a few cards before they spiked, like Scorched Ruins and Null Rod and some stuff like that that's already gone up a little bit.
Right.
Just by making a list of all the cards that are relevant in all 3 of those things, that are on the reserve list, that are relevant in Legacy, that are relevant in EDH. And we identified a few of those cards early. So I think just by looking at some of the stuff that's only relevant in EDH, you've got a little bit longer, which is good. But
was it called Safety?
No, Going Deep in EDH with Eternal Masters.
Ooh, that is a good name.
I didn't pick it. But I identified some stuff like Phyrexian Devourer, Null Rod, Peacekeeper.
Right.
That already some of that stuff started to go up. But there's some really good EDH stuff. Allurin, Humility.
Is so good, yeah.
Oh, Humility. Love
Dream Halls, Volras Stronghold.
Dream Halls one of Jimmy's favorite.
I called City of Traders, I think it was $70 at the time of the article, and now it's going nuts. But that was all Legacy doing that.
Right.
But I wanted to give people a chance to sort of identify some of the stuff they'll want for EDH that Legacy could push up. Academy Rector. There's all kind of stuff. I really think Serra Sanctum, with Legacy players looking at that for potential, like, hey, what if we want this for Enchantress someday? Yeah. Serra Sanctum, I think, is a card that won't be as much as Gaea's Cradle, but it could be worth a lot more than it is now. I think
exactly. The effect is just powerful enough, and it's cheating mana costs by giving you a ton of mana for something that it's just the card type is unique. Wizards is not going to really print that kind of card ever again.
And it's just dumb in Daxos because the more it feels Daxos, the bigger. Same thing with Heliod. Like you're making enchantment creatures with that ability, and it's just fueling the Serra Sanctum even more. So, we've seen how powerful Gaia's Cradle is, and Serra Sanctum I think could be more money than it is now. That's like the card I've got the most confidence in. Every time I see that in a binder, I'll basically give the people what they need to get that out of their binder.
Giving the people what they need, Jason.
That's
what I
Jason
like
L
to
for you,
hear.
everybody. Giving the people what they need.
That's what
You
I
guys
like
want
to hear.
200 profit of Crufix for that Serra Sanctum? Sold.
Sold.
How many
Profit is
Dictate of
great.
Erebos is it worth?
Yeah, right.
Well, fewer than it used to be. Dictate's up around $2 now when
I
I
know
was
it's-
buying bulk. So
There you
It
go.
started to climb, actually, and yeah, I don't have as many as you, Jason, but I've got a couple hundred, so I'm excited.
You have a couple hundred? Holy
Yeah.
moly! You never told me that.
Yeah.
that's good, man. That's a $5 card easy. You know.
Card's great, and it's a staple in EDH. I think if you're playing black and have any way of creatures dying, because it's just that good.
If you feel like you missed the boat on the sub $2 copies, the foil multiplier is still, it's still not correct. I don't think. I think it could be like a 5x foil multiplier. So this could be like a $20-$25 foil if the non-foil hits $5, just because, in 3-4 years the card's going to be pretty scarce.
It is just that powerful.
Yeah.
We're going to take a few questions. If anybody has questions for Jason, especially finance-related stuff, we get asked all the time, and we're usually like, I don't know, ask the Brainstorm Brewery guys. So
Yeah.
if you have any and you're in chat right now, fire off some questions. We'll try and ask them. In the meantime, let's do one more prize giveaway here. Jason, just choose a word. They'll type it in chat, and they'll be entered to win some packs. So choose
How
a
about 75%?
75%. All right.
If
so
you
guys
type
type in-
75%, Jason All is Mr. 75%, so that's
Jason,
a
let me
great
explain
one.
what 75% means, just for those that don't know.
Yeah, this is sort of a theory for EDH deck building I came up with. I write a weekly column on Gathering Magic about it. The 75% is more qualitative than quantitative. It basically means I wanted to have a way that I built decks that I basically wouldn't have to have them stashed in my bag. So if I go to an unknown metagame and I don't know what the people I'm sitting down with are playing in terms of power level, I wanted a deck that sort of scaled to the power level that they're playing, and it wouldn't like smash casual players, but it wouldn't be a total casual deck against people with tuned-up decks.
Yeah.
So there are a few different approaches to building that way, so your deck is always effective no matter what the play group is like, and that way you don't have to have it sit in your bag if you're playing against casual players, or it doesn't sit in your bag if everyone's playing their competitive EDH deck.
The
So
super high-powered decks, yeah.
Guys, type in the number 75%.
Yeah,
not-
75%. Just like what I just...
the
I'll type it
numbers,
in the
not the
chat
words.
as well, so you guys can see what it's supposed to
I want
look
to make sure
like.
everybody has a chance to win.
Hey, maybe if I type it in more, I have a chance to win. Actually, you only get entered once, so if you guys spam with a bunch, you won't get entered multiple times.
Yeah, the programming has thought about your crazy loophole.
Yeah.
if you spam it, I get the prize, so go ahead.
All right.
All right, Danny, let's choose a winner.
The winner for this giveaway is... Dun, 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 dun. Wordna Rack. Send me a whisper on Twitch. Congratulations, you've won this giveaway.
Congratulations, Wordna Rock.
All right, well, Jason, thank you so much for joining the show, man. If you guys want to check out the episode we had with Jason, you can go ahead and find that on our podcast page, rocketjump.com/thecommand-zone.
And definitely go to Brainstorm Brewery. Is it brainstormbrewery.com, Jason?
That's the website. Yeah, we have most of the episodes there.
There's also finance-related articles. Actually, there's also articles that aren't finance-related. I know our buddy Andy Hull from the Commander's Brew writes for Brainstorm now also.
Yep.
Yeah, Andy Hull's great. I really like... Andy Hull's a stand-up comedian also, so like we have a lot in common.
You
so
guys
I
are
really
like soulmates.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like Canadian me. He's like me with better healthcare.
Soul sister mates.
We got to get them both at the craps table. That's all I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nickelback!
Nickelback! All right, thanks, Jason.
All right, we'll see you next time,
We'll talk soon, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Take
man.
care.
Guys, make sure you check out Brainstorm Brewery. Finance is such a huge part of this game.
So important.
Especially because it's about saving money and making sure you're buying the right things for your decks, and you don't buy something that is like a modern staple when you could find something that's either equally powerful, or you could just wait a few months for Modern Season to end.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the price goes down,
We're going to have the professor on. He's going to be our last guest. We got about 10 minutes until he's on, so don't go anywhere. We're going to keep brewing this deck, but also Prof is coming on very soon. You don't want to miss him.
I think
we're
we're
going to
ready
try and
to
have
start doing
video
some
for
cuts.
Prof, too.
Yeah,
so.
hopefully we can get some video for Prof.
We're going to start cutting it down?
I think it's time to start cutting it down just a teeny bit here. So
many cards do we have?
We currently are at 83 cards. So the first thing we need to talk about is Coat of Arms, right? We don't want that in here, and Door of Destinies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get the feeling like we're going to concentrate on non-combat related win conditions. So I feel like definitely not both.
Right.
It feels like if any, you keep Coat of Arms because it's the kind of card where if you just look and you're like, I have 9 clerics on the table. Okay, I'll drop it and win. But maybe we take both out. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I'm going to take this off.
I think we should take both out. There's just no reason for us to have it unless we're. I mean, here's the thing. It's like oh, but Ayli can sacrifice larger guys. But the thing is, we have so many other ways of doing that in the deck already. There's no reason that we need to have Coat of Arms and those guys buffing them up because we're not trying to win that way. We put Ghostly Prison in our deck.
Yeah, true. But that doesn't stop us from attacking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm a little bit torn. Door of Destiny, I think, definitely gone.
Yes.
It's a good card, but how many cards total do we have to cut?
We have to cut. I mean, if we're going to run about 37 lands here, that means we have to have 50, 60, 52 cards in the deck? 62? 63? Look at me doing my math. No. We go up to 99. 62 cards.
It was fun to watch you try to figure it out.
I was like, it's either 50 or 60. It's one or the other.
Yeah, so about 63 cards. I feel like we're a little low on ramp.
Yeah, a teeny bit low on ramp. We certainly don't have enough card
draw
yet.
We have way too many creatures. 44 creatures?
44
we do not
creatures
need
is way
44
too many.
creatures.
Well, some of them are, this guy named Marshall came on the show and gave us some ideas.
That was the best, though.
Yeah, it was the best. So right now we have Soul's Warden, Soul's Attendant, and another, the Auriok Champion. They all kind of do the same thing. And when another creature comes into play, you may gain a life.
I feel like Auriok Champion is harder to cast, does the same thing. The protection from black and red, it probably needs to go.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel relevant.
Everybody else, Danny, are we seeing this screen right now? Okay. So let's take some chat suggestions about what we should maybe cut and why. So try and type in why you think it should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sort of scroll around and look here. Maybe cat.
8.5 tails. Yeah, it doesn't really do what we want. It does give us protection. And it's on the creature, and it's a cleric, but it is pretty vulnerable. I'd rather have this just be Swiftfoot Boots. You know what I mean?
Although it can give it self-protection and then protect, but it costs 3 mana. I don't know.
Costs 3 mana. Here's the thing. We want to be spending our mana in different ways, and Extort means that we're going to be spending a lot of it on our turn, unless we put in a Vidalcan Orrery, which
a lot of people saying Treasury Thrall. Oh, Orrery's got to go in, I think.
Yeah.
Do we have top in there?
We do have top in here. We spent some time trying to pronounce it.
Treasury Thrall out?
Treasury Thrall.
A lot of people saying that.
Yeah, it has to attack to do it. It costs 6 mana. It does have Extort on it, but I guess that's just not going to be enough.
What else? Gray Merchant, people are saying, because we don't have a lot of black.
Gray Merchant?
Yeah, that's one.
I agree with that.
Machias the Lunarch.
Machias the Lunarch,
I like that.
Yep.
Revenant, Nirkana Revenant, really?
Whoa, I think anything that's going to ramp you to this level is completely worth it. Not to mention, it can just be a huge beater. I like Nirkana Revenant a lot, but I can understand why people may not like it. It makes sense to me.
It just doubles up your black mana.
Yeah, it doubles up your black mana.
Ooh, somebody said we need to put Scroll Rack in. I agree.
I agree. Scroll Rack is another one of those cards. And again, because we're not playing around with costs here, we don't really care.
Right, exactly. This is the dream deck, not the real deck. No, not Gary, says Veteran Elf 8. Yeah, sorry. I think we do have to cut him, though.
We do have to cut Gary. Let's see. Bitter Blossom? I'm kind of out on Bitter Blossom. I don't think it is enough.
Thing is, what do we have that's allowing us to sacrifice stuff? Like, we're going to be blowing up other people's stuff, but we're going to have to sacrifice real cards right now.
That's true. I mean, Bitter Blossom does give you one thing a turn. It's the only, I guess, sort of thing in white and black that does it. It's tough.
I don't know. This is the hard part about it. People are saying, oh, should we have Beacon of Immortality in there? What's Beacon of Immortality? Is that cast stuff out of other people's graveyards?
Beacon of Immortality, double target player's life total, shuffle it into its owner's library. Oh, I should know what this does. We actually played this.
Yes,
in our. We played this in my deck at the Community Cup.
That's a good suggestion.
And playing that with.
People say Cut Blossom.
People saying Cut Blossom.
Faith's Fetters and the Heliod's Pilgrim should probably grow. We just put those in because, is Marshall still in the chat?
Marshall, we love your suggestions.
Yeah, we're totally keeping it. We're not cutting it.
Watch us cut nothing but the worst
Marshall,
cards. Look over there. What's Heliod do again?
I think this card is good.
Oh, Heliod's good, yeah.
Makes Clerics.
Makes Clerics.
Yeah.
For 4 mana, though, is kind of
Somebody
expensive.
said the Cleric tribal theme needs to go.
The whole theme?
But we have a ton of Clerics. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah, and they're all pretty good Clerics. I think we chose the best of them.
Somebody did suggest Glacial Chasm.
Oh, you know what?
It's just such a good card. I don't know if specifically we want it, but it's good.
We will
Actually,
have a lot of life.
A lot of life gain, so we can keep it alive for longer than normal.
Because, you do have to think, like, at a certain point, you're not going to be able to do Ayli. At a certain point, you have to give that dream up of exiling that sort of stuff. And at a certain point, you're going to have to be like, well, I can still gain life. I can still get up to a certain amount, but I'm not going to be able to trigger the 50 life because I'm at 10 right now or whatever, and I need to play this Glacial Chasm to survive. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like it. Somebody said, what's Starlit Sanctum?
Starlit?
This is Shavam. A lot of people saying it.
Sanctum. Starlit Sanctum from Onslaught. It's a land to add colorless to your mana pool, or to sacrifice a cleric you gain. Oh, yes.
Okay.
This
Target player loses life equal to the cleric's power. Oh, that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
So you can start doing damage at a certain point if you need to.
Yep, and this is not going to be tough on our mana base. Great call with Starlit Sanctum. I'm a big fan of that.
Solemn Simulacrum. Somebody's asking.
Solemn's
There's
good.
like Burnished Heart.
Burnished Heart is played pretty often in this deck specifically. I don't.
Burnished Heart is just really good in these colors for ramp because they don't have a lot of that type of ramp. Solemn is always just good.
Simulacrum.
Gauntlet of Power. Eli.
I do like Gauntlet of Power quite a bit. It is so you double the mana of a certain type, and then creatures get +1/+1. It does help anyone else that is playing white or black at the table, but it does make you guys bigger.
We don't have Soul Ring in there? Yeah, we do.
We definitely have Soul Ring in here.
A lot of people saying Burnished Heart they like.
Okay, well, we'll definitely put Burnished Heart in.
I don't think we need Greed because we have Phyrexian Arena, Underworld Connections, Necropotence. Reliquary Tower. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, let's talk about lands. We haven't really gone through lands. We only have a couple minutes before we got to call it the prof here. What other lands might need to go? We've got Cabal and Urborg. Mutavault is pretty good. It's a cleric too.
Mutavault's a cleric?
I mean, it's all creature types, right?
Oh, right. What did I just say? Core Haven.
Core Haven is really good. Do we want like Maze of Ith?
Maze of Ith, may as well. It does not tap
I
for mana,
love
does
not
it?
worrying about budget. This is the best.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
just
have
do
any
whatever you
card
want.
we
Guy's
Kendall.
Cradle.
Let's
Oh,
put
wait.
Tabernacle. Just kidding.
Library of Alexandria. Darn it, it's still
Bojuka
banned.
Bog. That's a good one.
Bojuka Bog, yep, certainly.
Mirin. M-I-R-E-N.
Mirin the Moaning Well,
High,
yes.
Market.
High Market.
We got a lot. Geez, we got a lot of colorless lands. We don't want to put like Eldrazi Displacer or something. Am I going crazy?
Displacer, it depends on how many enter the battlefield effects we have. We do have a few, but I don't know if it's enough.
All right, guys, so while we're talking with Prof, something to think about is what maybe other utility lands we might want to add into this deck. We're going to get Prof online here. We're going to try to do video, I think, for Prof.
Yes, that we are.
I want to see his nice.
We're giving him a call.
Prof is always so nicely dressed.
Hello, Professor. Oh, my.
Hello.
It looks like you're underwater over there.
I've absolutely braved the flood of my basement to be here today.
We heard about that your basement was flooding. You want to tell us about Is that a dance or is that a swim?
It's a swimming.
I was streaming yesterday, and I was up to like just about my ankles in water almost, and I had to stop because people were comparing it to the guy who burned his house down, like in reverse. So I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be the guy who burned his house down in reverse. So I stopped, and basically the whole basement is flooded.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was a very bad day yesterday. I apologize to everyone that a video was unable to come out, but I was busy ripping up my carpeting and wet dry vacuuming and dehumidifying and crying softly in a corner just a little bit.
Yeah,
we 100% forgive
Now, the
you.
question that's going through everyone's mind right now has to be, you didn't have any sort of magic cards or paraphernalia near the floor, did you?
Because in my office where I film the episodes and everything, I don't store, that's not where I store my cards or anything really of value. I've got my prints up on the wall, they're all safe, but I keep all my cards in a much more secure and fit, I mean, I know it's a basement down here and it's, got a little bit of humidity even when it's not raining, so it's not where I store anything of true value.
Smart man. Not to mention, if water was to get around your cards, they'd be safe because they're all double-sleeved. Am I correct?
They are all double-sleeved, but nonetheless, I am really, really glad that I don't keep them down here because enough got ruined anyway.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to join the stream. Obviously, something like that tears up a house and takes quite a bit of time to sort of repair, so
Yeah. Well,
goodness you're all right.
thanks for having me here, and congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you, Prof.
We did
really
it.
appreciate it. And
100.
as you might be our second, I think you've been on the show the second most times of anybody.
Compared to who?
Really?
Craig. I think Craig's number
Craig.
one. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're, because this has got to be the 5th time or so that you're on.
Wow, I'm just honored and touched, and you guys absolutely have the same special place in my heart, and I just want to give a big shout out to my really good friends, James Wong and Josh Lee Quay of the Singleton Zone, and all the Singleton, really? Oh God!
Oh boy.
The Singleton fun that you guys have, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Prof. That means a lot.
I'm a big fan of the Singleton Zone. That's great. It's like the friend zone, essentially. It's another name for it. You are in the Singleton Zone.
Well, it's all fun. Everybody's playing in a nice big group, and everybody ends on good terms.
Well,
always.
speaking of Singleton, I'm going to give away a card. It is a foil Mirari's Wake from the Commander's Arsenal set. And to enter, all you guys have to do is type in Singleton into chat, and it'll enter you. That's some high value right there. So,
foil Mirari's Wake. Can I enter? I want that thing.
You may potentially enter.
That's a no.
No, you can't enter. So, Prof, we're brewing around Ayli Eternal Pilgrim. Are there any cards that you like that we haven't put in the deck, or cards that we should take out?
There's a lot of awesome cards, and I'm sure they're all already on the deck because you've been brewing it for the last 2 hours. So I would have named Edgewalker. What I love about Edgewalker is they don't do that anymore, do they? I haven't seen the idea of, like, for colored. They make it colorless, or I guess we don't call it colorless anymore. What do we call it? Generic. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Generic.
Like
2 less generic mana. But I just love Edgewalker. If only they had made like a blue-white one for a wizard, or a black-red one for, I don't know, like a rogue or something like that. That would have been really cool. But Edgewalker's really cool. Do you guys have Battletide Alchemist in there?
No. Battletide Alchemist?
Battletide Alchemist from one of my favorite sets ever, the Lorwyn block. I think it was Morningtide? Or Shadowmoor, one of them. Battletide Alchemist is a cleric with some really neat abilities. You can pull that one up there.
Yeah, 3 white. If a source would deal damage to a player, you may prevent X of that damage, where X is the number of clerics you control. So this is for the entire table.
Yeah.
Wow, this is fascinating.
And so what I like about it for Commander is that you can do a little bit of politics with it if you want, where if somebody is going to get wiped out, you can help them out too, or at least offer to. You can do some wheeling and dealing at the table a little bit. And we've all been in games where they wipe out somebody that you kind of did not want wiped out.
Right.
And so
that was helping
that's pretty
you.
nice. Yeah. Or
that's
they have
really
a card
cool.
that's helping you. Yeah. So that's my suggestion. It's a little expensive, I guess. What's your curve looking like in this deck? It's small, I would think. Like all these clerics are really low.
A lot of
cost.
2/3 drops, yeah. So it's okay to have a couple of bigger guys in there. The Battletide Alchemist too, and not to mention it is not not very expensive. You can get it for 20 cents if you wanted.
Trust Prof to give us a cheaper card. You knew he was,
absolutely.
He was good for that.
I try. I thought it would have been named. I was going to go through this giant list and then just say, fine, Worm Coil Engine. There's no reason to stick it in. It's not a cleric. It has no synergy with your deck, and you can't name a single reason why you shouldn't just shove one Worm Coil Engine that day.
Lifelink, 100% lifelink.
Yeah.
Nice.
There is almost no Commander deck ever that should not have one Worm Coil Engine. I mean, come on.
Congratulations to Action Bronco FX, by the way. You have won. So congrats.
Action Bronco FX.
Yeah, make sure you go ahead and I realized, Prof, you couldn't even see Josh. Can you see Josh? Is the camera on?
I can, but I'm on the time delay here.
I
wait,
see.
But I guess if I use my Skype window, perhaps.
It's okay. You don't need to see me. It's overrated.
No, it's. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Look
at this.
All right, so that's good. I'm going to replace my Twitch screen with that, so it's live time. So the only thing on the time delay that's good because it's disorienting when you see the time delay. Excellent. There we go. Now we're doing it.
Friends
all right,
forever.
Gentlemen.
We should also say, for those of you out there, and there probably aren't very many, but if you have not watched Kitchen Table Fables yet, which is a collaboration that we did with the professor, both on his YouTube channel and ours, you should for sure check those out. They're really fun. We're talking about doing more. Prof, there's going to be nobody on our stream that doesn't know who you are, but just in case, you want to give them your deets?
Yeah, if you don't know who I am, I have a YouTube channel called Tolarian Community College that specializes in Magic the Gathering YouTube videos. Primarily, I guess I'm best known for product reviews, but I also do deck techs. I just did a Cassetto deck tech earlier in the week. And sometimes I do informational introductory guides like tips and tricks for a format, usually focused on an introductory level. Occasionally we've done some advanced stuff. We've got legacy, modern, but if there's a Magic the Gathering product or accessory out there, I have pretty much reviewed it at this point. And if I haven't, please tell me about it so that I can.
He reviews everything.
Everything.
Dude, we got to talk about this humidifier thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, I got it right back here.
Yeah, we got to talk about this thing. This thing is amazing. This was when one of his recent videos for product review, he talked about this thing. And here's my pattern. Prof does a review video. He gives something a good grade. I buy it. Like every time. So I have a stack of stuff that he's basically told me to buy. And this is also already ordered. So look at this thing.
This thing is awesome.
This is so gorgeous. And the best part about it is that it has, I mispronounced it, as I usually do in the video. It's not a hydrometer, it's a hygrometer, apparently, is how it's pronounced. That's what people said.
I would have said hydrometer, too.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I said. Okay, good. I don't feel as bad. I don't know if that's coming in there, but it's hygro. Hygro. And so what you do is you can monitor the humidity on the interior of this, and
similar to a cigar box, right?
Yes, but like a lot of people, and I even had a message in the video that said, before you run out and just buy a cigar box, a humidor, that's not made for Magic cards. That's made for cigars, and they use woods that often have saps in them that are going to ruin your cards.
They want it to be really humid for humidifier. It's totally different.
Yeah. And so this was designed by Expo Gaming specifically for Magic the Gathering cards and foils for people with, I don't know, a lot of expeditions. Do we know anybody like that?
No.
No. Well, who opens expeditions? Certainly not us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
No, not at all.
So you can, I don't want to do the whole 15-minute video on it, but it's just, what's so wonderful is that since I don't think Wizards of the Coast is going to crack the problem of how to make foils that don't curl, in the meantime, if you've got foils of high value, it is expensive, but it's custom built to your specifications.
Yeah.
And if you get if you control the humidity levels in there, you essentially can prevent foils from curling while they're inside of there. Just fabulous.
Whoever won this foils Mirari's Wake should think about one of those humidifier things, because you're going to have a high value foil soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Prof, of this entire year, do you have like a favorite product that's come across your table? One that is clearly sort of like, if it was to win the Oscar of highest value best thing.
The Profsker.
The Profsker.
The Profsker from this year, oh gosh, that's a hard thing to do, but I really love the Ultimate Guard redesign. I know you guys have seen this, the redesigned Ultimate Guard. I've got them in backwards for some reason, where you can hold 2 double-sleeved commander decks in this now. I love that, because the old one, it was kind of a weird amalgamation, and it ended up really just holding one and being big and not utilizing the interior space as well. And now this is just perfection, because this is such a great use of space. 2 double-sleeved commander decks, and then you've also got the middle compartment.
I love that compartment.
Oh, and then what you've got is you've turned this into just one of the most efficient uses of space, because I know that especially Commander players know it gets very cumbersome having, whether you double sleeve or not, having your deck and your dice and your counters, and a lot of players play token-based decks, and so suddenly you've got this pill, and then sometimes you've got friends who will play but don't have their own deck, or you and your wife or husband or roommate or whatever, and I love that you've got 2 decks ready to go here, tokens, dice, counters, all the stuff. This thing, I don't know if it's my favorite product of the whole year. I'd have to look at every product of the year, but this is definitely, it's a solid A. And I don't just mean A, like just barely made the cut at like 92.1%. This is like, 96%. It's just, like, this is solid as a rock A.
Every
Love
single
it.
person in
Love
our play
it.
group essentially has bought one of
Yeah,
those.
those
now.
things have taken over our playgroup. Like everybody
Yeah.
has them. And by the way, if you don't watch the Tolarian Community College, that right there encapsulates exactly why you should watch it. Prof is like so passionate about this stuff. Like he will test this stuff way better than you ever will.
Yeah, exactly.
Just trust what this guy says.
Yeah. I love that thing too
pretty awesome.
because it's great to travel with. If you're going somewhere, you're not going to want to bring every single one of your decks.
No.
You know?
Or even if you're just going to, like, let's say you're going to a pre-release, you want to bring like one commander deck, but you also want to have that other side compartment for your draft deck. And so it works for both sides, and you only need to bring that because it holds your dice, it holds the sleeves for your draft deck, and you can still have one commander deck with you that you can play in between rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot of people using it just for that. Like they might even have just sleeves in this one compartment. Take it on down if it's not commander. Great item.
Yeah. Prof, for each of our guests, we've been giving away one large prize. We've got a second Oath of the Gatewatch Fat Pack that we're going to give away in your honor to one of our listeners. We just need you to choose a single word that they can type in to be entered to win.
A single word.
You're an English professor, so we have high expectations.
How about... Oh, now you've got high expectations. Now I'm really... All right, because everybody will have to spell it correctly in the chat. All right, how about juxtaposition?
Ooh,
it's a magic card
which is a word I honestly, I remember that I learned it from a magic card when I was in high school. Yeah. I remember looking it up in the dictionary because I had a bet with a friend about whether it was real or like some made-up fantasy word. Magic the Gathering has great value beyond just what the cards do. Juxtaposition, spell it correctly to be entered.
What's amazing,
the hilarious thing was, before you said the word,
they thought it would be merfolk.
They were all typing merfolk.
By the way, if you guys...
When do I do the obvious thing?
Yeah, right?
When do I do the obvious
Come on now. If you guys haven't followed, by the way, you do occasionally stream, so guys, make sure that you follow Professor on Twitch. What's your Twitch name?
Tolarian Community College. Tolarian Community College. That's. I'm not creative.
I love the fact that you are because Tolarian Academy is such an iconic image and place.
Snobs. No, they're snobs over there. Boy, they think they're so big. Just because their offices aren't flooding. Just because their school is not. Well, it is actually.
You're the true community college though, because you have to deal with the flooding by yourself as the dean and I guess principal of the community college.
Oh no, I'm actually just adjunct. I work part-time here and part-time at the mall across the street. So like what's great is you can find me down at the Jamba Juice on weekends, because I'm trying to get my water turned back on at my home. Too much water at the college, not enough water running at the professor's house.
A true problem that California has run into. Can you
times.
donate some of the flood water to California's drought? I think we need it.
I'm in California.
He's in California.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's announce a winner here for the juxtaposition contest.
By the way, everyone either they're copying pasting the person behind it.
Probably spelled it correct.
Yeah, Umboito, congratulations! You have won the Oath of the Gatewatch second Fat Pack that we have given away. Yeah, a round of applause. Send me a whisper on Twitch, and I will forward you the details to claim your prize. So congrats, buddy.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Okay, Prof, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time. You've been a really big part of the show, and just us doing other stuff even in the Magic community, so we appreciate you and we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure. Here's to 100 more, boys.
Here's to 100 more.
All right, thanks, Prof.
All right, Prof, we'll see you.
See you soon.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
Always good having the Prof on. I love that guy. Love him to death.
Hopefully we're going to get to go visit him here soon.
Yeah, I agree. And Prof is a huge part of the Kitchen Table Fables. So hopefully we'll get him to guest on some more. We've
got a lot of exciting things going on with KTF. We can't announce yet, but
quite yet, yeah.
Definitely a lot in the works, and some things are going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, guys, I haven't heard the bell ring in a while. What's going on over there?
It's a long, epic game over there. Look at them; they're so involved in it that they're like not even.
It's
a long game.
Yeah, it's a long game.
It started out firing like crazy. Are we trying to?
How dare you? How dare you?
I know. All right, so let's get back to it. We're almost nearing sort of we're going to start wrapping up the podcast soon. So let's go ahead and do our final cuts here and see if we can get this deck down to 87 cards.
Okay, so we're trying to cut. Well, some of them are lands, though, right?
Yeah.
So we need to. Okay, let's just concentrate on cuts here because we're going to try and get down to at least a legal amount of cards.
Right. So right now we are at 89 cards with
I feel like
13 lands. So we have 76. We need to get down to 62.
63?
63. I mean, how many lands do you want in the deck? 36 or 37?
37, I think.
37? Okay, then 62, because you got to get to 99.
Oh, you're right.
CommandCast is 100, yeah. So we have 76. We have to cut 13 cards.
14
cards.
14 cards. Okay, I think creatures, we've got 41. That's too many.
There's too many indeed. Okay, Absolver Thrall, I think.
All right, guys. I know a lot of people still want to add cards, but let's just pretend we can't do that for now because we got to get down to the correct amount. What should we be cutting here? What's not doing enough in the deck right now?
Just so you know, if you attack me.
Let's see here. I liked all the cards I'm looking at so far.
Maybe that
Devout
one.
Chaplain. It depends on how many humans we have. We have a lot of clerics, but not as many humans. There are different kinds of clerics.
Yeah,
So you know what?
I feel like Devout. If it said Cleric, it'd be different.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
Devout Chaplain is going to go bye-bye.
Did we
See
cut
you later.
Macias?
Yes, we cut one of the Maciases, the white one. I'm honestly almost wanting to cut the second one as well because it's not really doing anything for us.
We have
right?
enough, and a lot of our stuff is humans. It's not. I think
Yeah.
we're enough split between humans and non-humans that it maybe doesn't do enough.
Yeah, exactly. Samite Pilgrim, thank you, Marshall, for that amazing addition. That is no longer in the deck. Let's see here. Grand Ball, should we still like Felder Sovereign? Of course. Erebos, yes. Edgewalker, absolutely.
What's Italia Samite Master?
Italia, this is the one that we would prevent the X damage and you gain X life and you can only spend white mana on it. I think it's a little too conditional.
I love these types of cards.
I know.
Yeah, it probably doesn't do quite enough.
And also, people can play around it very easily, right? And that's never making it.
What's Order of White Clay?
Order of White Clay. Oh, this is the untapper. I think, yeah.
Yeah, good call.
It's the one that
Cobra Hand.
we were thinking about earlier.
Guys, we cut Macias. We cut both Maciases.
Yeah. Sorry, Macias. We miss you, but not really. We're down to 36 creatures, so now we have 84 cards in the deck, 13 of the land, so 71. So we need to cut 9 more cards.
We're getting there. We're getting
We're
there.
getting there.
We could take out a few more creatures, but we need to look in other areas now.
Extra planar lens if we're going snow-covered lands. I think that's still correct, because they'll just double our mana for 3.
Not quite double, but
Not quite double, yeah. It'll double, yeah. The Gauntlet may actually come out because it does having
It's doing what
black,
Extra Planar Lands is doing.
Yeah. I think Gauntlet is also better just in the straight monocolor deck, so you can really get the most out of it.
Cut Soul Ring. Sorry, Solar Bowler, but I think we got to keep Soul Ring.
Yeah. Patriarch's Bidding.
Somebody's saying Mirror Entity.
Yeah, we aren't going for the attack thing anymore.
Oh God! Somebody is saying we should put Alhammer's Archive in, and it's hard to argue. I know we only want to cut cards, but
actually, I think Alhammer's Archive should go in there.
It doubles the amount of life you get when you gain life.
It's
and,
also kind of card draw.
Yeah, it can help you draw cards. So
yeah,
it's like half a card draw.
It is half a card draw. Oh, I didn't find it. Maybe
look, Dungrove Elder 300. We're putting Alhammer's Archive in, but now you need to help us cut cards, not add cards.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Did I spell it incorrectly?
Cut Gauntlet of Power. Did we do it?
Ah, there's lots of R's in it as well.
Somebody said cut Prismatic's Lens. Somebody's saying because in a.
It is actually not in the deck. We never put it in.
Oh, it's because we have extra planar.
Now let's see. Let's take a look at our enchantments.
Well, top is just always good. Twisted Psyche.
Top is always good.
Top to me is almost as powerful as Soul Ring. Just
I agree.
Slightly less, but do we need Swords and Path? And Mortify? I think those.
Yeah. I think Mortify is better than.
And we have Utter End and Vindicate too.
I think we can keep Swords and get rid of the Path.
You think Swords is better than Path, or Path is better than Swords?
Well, I think Path ramps them in a little bit. I think Swords is fine if it's not like we're going to give them so much. We're going to kill them from life drain. Giving them a little extra life isn't the worst. Giving them another land may be worse, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I say cut one of them. I say cut one of them because we have Utter End, Vindicate, Mortify. We don't need 5.
We don't need, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather put that in card draw and focus it somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Raven Knight. No, wait, not Raven Knight. Dungrove Elder, but he wants to cut Blind Obedience. But we were always saying it always gets cut at this point.
It always
I'm holding on to it. Blind Obedience is staying.
It has extort.
I'm holding it.
For that reason alone, I think it should be making it in above.
Not this time.
Yeah.
Doubling cube is unnecessary. Curve is low, and coffers get you there. That's from Wizard Deluxe. That's a good argument.
That's a good argument. Yeah, I think because we don't have ways to really abuse it, so I could totally see that happening.
It's not as good as a sort of like little bit of extra value over time. It's more good for like a burst of, now I get 40 extra.
Yeah,
mana.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see here. Now we still have Soul Warden and Soul's Attendant.
Yeah, we are low on board wipes, Cobra Hand, I know.
Sarah Avatar.
It seems too good.
Just
but it's so expensive.
So expensive. Let's just get rid of that. I don't think we're not trying to win through combat,
Yeah,
right? So just having one big guy is not going to do much for us here.
Mass Calcify, somebody's saying add. Oh god, it's so good.
That is good. We're at 80 cards with 13 lands, so now that we're at 77? No,
67.
67. So we have 5 more cards to cut here.
Okay.
We're actually getting pretty close.
Somebody's saying punt the Soul Sisters, really?
Oh, actually, we should not count some of our lands because Maze of Ith does not attack for mana, and neither does Glacial Chasm. So we need to cut 7 cards.
Okay, 7 cards.
Do we need more ramp? Let's think about what we need and what we don't need. I don't think we need more ways to gain life at this point.
I don't think we need Pilgrim's Eye.
Pilgrim's Eye? Yeah, that was a Martial edition.
We're just cutting all of Marshall's. I like Marshall came on and got super Vorthosy.
Yeah, that was hilarious. In a way that wasn't that Vorthosy with Pilgrim's Eye. So I think we can keep Healer of the Pride.
Erebos is good, but
actually, maybe
suggesting...
we should cut Healer of the Pride because it's one that enters the battlefield under your control. It's not as far-reaching as Soul's Attendant or Soul Warden.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm going to get rid
I'd rather have Soul Warden than I would...
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, do we need both of the Soul Sisters?
I feel like
we're fine if we just keep one in here.
I don't know. Feels like if you want one, why don't you want both?
It's true. They just get worse as the game goes on. Let's see here. Wall of Reverence is great. This Guild Mage is excellent. Sun Titan, of course.
We have to have at least one Marshall card there, right? Did we take out all the Marshall cards?
I don't know. We'll see here.
Wait, it's still got Pilgrim's Eye, so...
No, I took Pilgrim's Eye out. Oh, ding, 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 ding! Oh, we've got a winner!
Somebody died!
What's going on, boys and girls?
We haven't been over there in a while.
Woo.
This is a grindy game over here. Really look at that board state.
Wes?
It started like fucking nuts.
I see Wesley Tyrell shuffling up over here. What happened?
So I turn 1 burgeoning so that
Oh,
on my
jeez.
turn 2 I had 5 lands out, which I also had a soul ring. So I turned 2. So I turned 2 Steel Hellkite, which was quickly taken care of by Phil.
Ripped Consecrated Sphinx like a champion.
Ripped Consecrated Sphinx next, so I started drawing like crazy. So this is my board state now.
What's your commander?
Sign of the Ur Dragon.
Ah, and I noticed you have Send triplets in there as well.
Send trip, obviously.
And
just a fun card to
how'd you end the life of poor Wesley?
Just a bunch of turned
dragons.
Scion into a Tarka, attacked him with a trample hasty dude, pulled out Alvar Hellkite with my Shieldred.
Turns out, flyers.
That looks pretty scary. Phil, how are you planning on dealing with that scary board?
I have a Maze of Ith.
Well, that's a plan.
It's a start.
It's a plan. It's a plan.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Kill my Child of Lara, please.
That's your outfit.
I'll try to.
All right, then.
But this is my board. This is my hand, everybody. It's not much. That's pretty good, but I can't get in. So.
All right. Well, we'll leave you guys to it. Good luck.
Thank you.
And
We gotta give
Godspeed.
away some packs.
All right, let's give away some packs. If you guys want to win the packs this time around, just type in flying. Flying into the chat, F-L-Y-I-N-G. I don't know why I had to type it up for you guys. All right, let's keep cutting cards here.
All right.
Aetherios?
I can do that.
Yeah, that should
Aetherios? Time to cut Aetherios.
I think Aetherios was on the block as it was, so.
All right, next up we have, let's see. I like Celestial Gatekeeper. That card just needs to stay in here. It just seems so cool, and it's sacked.
Yeah, you can sack it on purpose, so you get to get that effect.
I think
Erebos
Erebos
might not be necessary. It's nice, but it's really slow card draw. And like, are we worried about our opponents gaining life? I don't think we are.
think so. Now, do we need Grave Pact and Dictate, you think?
It feels so good, but also, something we're not talking about enough and maybe not thinking about enough is that Ayli does blow things up.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we don't need as much stuff that also kills stuff, right?
Board wipes and things, yeah.
Well, board wipe we need because that's kill everything, but maybe we don't need Return to Dust.
Yeah.
Because Ayli's already can take care of an enchantment.
I think he's out.
I just don't think it does enough, and we don't have a way to deal damage to it ourselves. So
Yes.
often we're going to play it, and then it'll get wiped away later, and nothing will have happened.
Yeah, like a board wipe to High Priest is really sad.
All right, we've got a winner. It's at Suttersane.
At Suttersane, congrats. Go ahead and message me, whisper me on Twitch, and I'll get back to you. Don't worry if you guys have won before and haven't got back to you. I will get back to you. All right, so now we have 74 cards. 13 of them are lands, but technically 15, or 11 of them are lands because we have 2 lands that don't tap for anything.
So we need how many?
74 minus 11.
60,
make it 63.
Oh, we just need 1 card to cut?
1 card to cut?
We can do this, guys.
We can do this. We can build a deck
We
on
can do
stream.
this.
It may not be the most perfect version of the deck.
It'll need to be tweaked, but I think it's okay.
It's a start.
Yeah.
It is a start indeed. Let's see here.
What's Debt to the Deathless again? Is it that every turn you bring something back?
Where is it?
Here.
Debt
no, it
to
can't
the
be every turn.
Deathless.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's the sorcery that
It's a
will
big explosion.
Yeah, will blow up the world.
I don't know about that one. I feel like it's
Each opponent loses 2 times X life. I mean, it's pretty sweet. It definitely.
It's 2 times X, but you have to have like 10 mana for it to do like 12 damage to everybody.
10 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. What do we think about Death to the Deathless, everybody? This is our last cut. Let's straw poll, and then if they want to keep it, we'll go to another card.
Okay, let's make up the straw poll here. Debt to the Deathless. Yay?
Nay.
Nay.
Or A.
Ayli.
Yay, nay, or A. Lee.
Yay, nay, Ayli. We're going to post this into the stream chat. There you guys go. A lot of people are saying keep it and cut it. It wins games. I don't disagree with that. This is certainly the power level of a card that could just straight win you the game, which is why I like it.
That's true. It's good with black market.
All right, let's see here.
We are
make sure you use
I
the
know
poll,
we're light
guys.
on board wipes and some other stuff.
We are light on board wipes.
We're also light on time.
We are light on time. Oh, we're getting a lot of yays here to cut it. Oh no, yay means keep it. Yay means keep it.
Yeah.
Yay means cut it.
People are saying keep it.
Yeah. So
Looks like keep it's gonna win. Okay. What's another card that's possibly on the block?
Let's see.
How is this deck? Well, Robbie 33. It's winning with Debt to the Deathless.
It is. It's winning with Debt to the Deathless. We have Skull Climber's card draw as well. So
that's good.
Skorak, Signet,
It's
Bracers,
also winning with
Lotus.
Extort and
yeah.
What's our other way of
Extort and just blowing stuff up? It's control with Extort and then trying to get to a big 1-spell win. I would say Pontiff of Blight is also another one of the win conditions. Let's see here.
Vedalken Orrery is so good, you guys. It goes into every deck.
Vedalken Orrery is one of the best cards in Magic the Gathering.
I'm sorry, but you have to it's so good.
You have to have it. This is
then
tough.
you just play. Then you just say go, and you play your stuff on the inset before your turn every time, and they can't respond to it.
Yep. Weathered Wayfarer.
Not the Signet. We need ramp.
We need the ramp.
Bitter Blossom.
Bitter Blossom Q's coming up, but we don't have other token generation right now. If we had like a any like even what's the one that just gives you soldiers X1/1s? It's X and white.
Map the Waste or something.
No, it came out recently. It's something like that. Yeah, it's not Rally, but yeah.
Something the Wastes. It's like it's the X soldier tokens.
Yeah, we don't have that, so Bitter Blossom is much better in that regard.
I just like having something that I can sacrifice and I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, exactly.
For Ayli. Extra planar, a lot of people are saying just because it's 2 color.
Extra planar?
Extra planar lands.
Yeah, that's true.
It's way better in monocolor. I think it's still. Oh, it's Secure the Waste is the one.
Secure the Waste. That's right. Yeah, it's true. I don't know whether or not we want to get rid of.
Somebody's
extra
saying we
lands
could
here.
play less. We could play 36 lands or 35 lands.
We could. It's risky though.
You don't need shuffle for top. Top is just really good.
Yeah, I mean we'll play the fetch lands that we need to, but. Well, here's the thing. If you look at our convert mana cost over here in the corner,
people want to cut trading posts, but we have to have a card from Jason Alt in there.
That's right. Marshall didn't give us much choice.
we should have a card for Marshall in there.
I think Pilgrim's Eye would be the one to put in. It's the most value based out of all.
All
of
right,
them.
let's put Pilgrim's Eye in because we have a card from Marshall.
And if you look at, we have a lot of 1-drops, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Our curve ends at 6.
Our curve is pretty good.
So stopping at 36 lands doesn't seem the
36
worst.
lands. That's going to give us one. I hate doing that in general, but
I know.
Pilgrim's Eye is a land, so right.
Yeah, totally.
Land that costs
So
30.
we have 75 cards and 11 lands, so we're at 64.
So we need to cut
one card.
We're still down to 1. Oh,
1 card here.
Okay, 1 card. We can do this. We can do it.
We can do this.
It feels like enchantments really. We got a lot of enchantments.
We do have a lot of enchantments. We do have the Exquisite Blood, Sanguine Blonde.
If you could
combo.
only have one, which is better? I think it's the one where they lose life.
They
when you
lose
gain.
life, yeah.
Problem is, if you play one, everyone assumes you have the other one, and they don't care if you say, no, I don't.
Sanguine Blonde. I keep saying Sanguine Blonde. Sanguine Bond is definitely the more powerful of the two for us. I feel like we need... It's just another win condition, though. You can't get rid of it.
That's true.
Let's see here. Maybe it is extra planar lens. Maybe we don't need that mana doubling to the degree that we think we do. At the same time, though, it makes cards like Debt to the Deathless that much better. I think we have to keep it. Just something that doubles our mana. And you can play snow-covered lands, so that really helps you out more than the other guys and gals around the table. How about one of the Souls Wardens or Attendants? One of those guys.
Wow, everyone's saying different stuff. Someone's saying, cut Archive, Sanguine, cut Dictate, cut the Lens.
We could cut Alhamret's Archive, but it is pretty good.
It is, you know what? I think the Archive is probably... It costs 5.
That or you cut Heliod, because I don't know. I mean, 4 mana to put a single enchantment creature token out.
That's true, and it just gives Vigilance, which we don't care about.
We don't really care about.
Heliod might be it. It doesn't actually do that much, and paying 4 mana for a 2/1 is not that great. We don't actually have a bunch of ways that if we have a ton of Clerics that it's good.
I think Heliod's coming out. And that, folks, means that we are at 74 cards.
Okay, now we need to put
13
in a
of them are
fetches.
11 of them are lands that we can tap for mana. So we have 63, and now we need to add in.
How many cards total do we have right now?
We have 74 cards total.
So we need 25.
25 lands. All right, so if we look at this, oh wow, we are heavy black and not so much white here. You guys, this is the great part about tapped out, is you can see what your mana distribution is in the deck and sort of base it on that. So majority of our deck appears to be black.
So we probably need like 15 black and 10 white, or even like 16 black and 9
I think
white.
16-9 is better. We do
especially since a lot of our cards are like double the amount of mana of swamps you have.
If we have 16 swamps,
we have Urborg,
9, yeah, it's true, and 9 plains. It also means that we need to put in marsh flats, correct?
Yep. You know what we
else?
need?
Oh, ding! Let's head on over, find out what happened before we finish our mana base.
Last time we need to give away 2 things this time.
Yeah, we did give something away. We announced the winner.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd been cute.
All right, who's dead?
All right.
Craig.
Phil, did you do the KOing?
I did.
All right, let's hear the story.
I did. After multiple Child of Alara deaths, we had wiped the board because he had this insane board with dragons. He's running Scion of the Ur Dragon. And I just cast Zergo, went in for 7 points of damage. Vinny cast Dictate of the Twin Gods there.
Oh my goodness, flashed in.
Flashed it in.
Teamwork.
Yep.
Oh, so wait, so when you attacked, you didn't even know you were doing lethal? Or had you worked
That's
out?
right, I didn't even know.
No, he didn't know.
Wow.
So yeah, we should have
Nice, Vinny.
gripped hands and went bye-bye together.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
No, it was
All right.
your creature that did it.
Yeah.
So 1v1 here, Vinny.
How do you like your chances now, Vinny?
Not good with Dictate now. All of a
Pretty
sudden.
You didn't think about that part of it.
Yeah, that part's gonna be tough.
Yeah. The first
Good luck,
threat.
Vinny.
Yep.
All right, so to enter this giveaway, type in Dictate to chat. Dictate, D-I-C-T-A-T-E, and you'll be entered. All right, so we have Marsh Flats for a land as well. What else do we want here? In terms of fetches.
You know, I think we might want, and again, I'm adding a card, but we might want Expedition Map. We can find Urborg with it. We can find Glacial Chasm with it.
That's true.
We can find, you know, and being able to find Glacial Chasm when you really need it is great. So we need to cut one more card.
Okay, so right now with the Marsh Flats, we're going to take this down to 15, 9. Let's see here. We have, this should say 100, if I'm correct. 100 cards.
100
All right, we
cards.
have
I
one
gotta cut
card
one.
to cut. Let's go ahead and refresh it up. This is a tough one. We have a lot of good cards in here. Draconic Revenant? No.
Still good, especially
Still
if we're going to
good.
debt to the deathless. So
Yeah.
you can just all of a sudden win that way. Extra planar lands, maybe. Maybe that's it.
Extra planar lands?
I know some
Yeah,
people in
but-
chat were really...
But here's the thing, it's like we want ways to get a lot of mana in this deck, and having Ayli is, you know, it makes you want to have extra mana. Everyone's saying Dictate. Cut Dictate. No, just kidding.
No. I was like, no, they're not saying that.
Just kidding. Let's see here.
Oh, we need to have Shambling Vent in there.
Shambling Vent?
As
that's a good
just as
call.
one of our lands here. And what's the shock land?
That would
Oh
be
yeah, and
Godless
Scrublands,
Shrine,
because we don't
and
care about budget.
Scrublands.
Actually, Scrubland's not super expensive.
Yeah, Godless Shrine, Scrubland. Is there a black-white Battleland, Haveland?
I don't think so. How dare you call it Battleland?
I know, right? I am a traitor to this stream.
All right, we have a winner. It's
BGTW 2001. By the way, extra planar lens is good because we are running snow-covered lands, and that's why it's good, is because you can exile a snow-covered land and no one else gets to use.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't give any.
You don't give any advantage to anyone else. Yeah, that's why it's really good in a monocolored deck with snow-covered lands, because no one else is going to be playing them, almost guaranteed. All right, let's see. Anything else here? This is tough. This is really tough.
We got to cut one.
I think it's got to be a creature. We have 29 creatures still. That or an enchantment. We have 12 of those.
29 creatures. I don't want to go any lower, I don't think.
It's true.
What else we got here? Is it Blind Obedience?
No, it's got extort. Extorts will never win conditions. It could be Bitter Blossom.
I really like
Still
Bitter
think
Blossom.
We need card draw.
And Test of Endurance and Felidar Sovereign with Verdalkin Orrery, also very good. Just
Yeah.
to return to the people that want to get rid of Orrery. I don't think that's correct.
It's almost never right to get rid of Orrery. How about we get rid of...
I still think it's... I think people are right. They're really on the lens, and I think they kind of are right. Because what are we going to have, like 4 lands of any one type, even if it's snow-covered? In fact, because we're running so many utility lands, I think it's lens.
All right, extra planar lens. You are our
We also don't
cut.
need a ton of mana. There's
But
a couple cards that
we're still going to keep the snow-covered lands in there because they're great.
Baller.
Super baller. And they're all foil, too. May as well go all the way.
All right, it's not perfect, but with everybody's help, we built an actual deck.
Yeah, 100-card singleton deck. We did it. It is the Ayli 100th Command Zone episode deck. We'll share this link on the show notes when we do end up publishing this podcast to the YouTube page. How exciting. By the way, big thanks to Rocket Jump for letting us stream on this channel. Do you have...
That's not there. Sometimes they have a big Rocket Jump sign in some places.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
If you guys are not following this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe or follow the little heart button next to the channel. So you
Jimmy's
guys can
on there
know.
all the time playing games and other things.
When do we do board game days?
Fridays.
Every single Friday we play live board games, much similar to what we've been cutting to over there. It's really exciting. And we stream, what else? Wednesdays?
Every other Tuesday is shorts.
Every other Tuesday, I'll be there personally streaming.
Wednesday is video games. Thursday is film school. Friday.
Oh, that's right. So Wednesday, we play video games. On Thursday, the Rocket Jump Film School comes in and they recreate shots from iconic movies.
This is super cool.
Yeah, this is pretty much end step material right here. They will recreate iconic shots from movies and show you how to light it and stuff with the camera, and that's so exciting. Like, that is really, really cool. I love that. Because
that reminds me.
It teaches you how to, light, which is really sweet.
That reminds me, now that we're on to the end step, hold on, I gotta find it.
Oh yeah, Josh.
Vamp.
Oh, ding, 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 perfect timing. Let's check out what's happening over here. Looks like we have a winner of the game. Yes. And that winner is... DeLuca! Congratulations, how'd you do it?
Rogue's Passage, Zergo, Dictate Out, double damage, then I cast Savage Beating, gave him double strike.
Wow, so 28 damage in one hit.
20 out, commander damage.
Hey, Vinny, you're dead. Any last words? Too late, you're dead. Nice job.
That was a good game. This was really
By the way, great
good
timing, guys. We have just finished the podcast as well. So, we have one more giveaway to do. To enter, all you have to do is type in Zurgo to chat, Z-U-R-G-O. Guess what? You're a winner. Somehow we got it back up to 99 cards, and then...
Wait, we're off now?
No, we have 35 or 36 lands.
Should have 36.
Okay, now, yeah, we're off one thing. I don't know what happened.
We added a land somehow?
Yeah. I must have not... No, but we have 37 lands, and we still have... Maze of Ith and our Glacial Chasm. So technically we're at 35 lands right now. Another card got added somehow, or we didn't count correctly.
No, we were right. What the heck happened?
What happened? Maybe an old card got stuck in there. Let's see here. I think these are all correct. Maybe I'll just go in and get rid of one card that I don't like and not ask your opinion. Just sneak it in there. What card was it? I could have sworn that we had the count right, but maybe not.
If I email you a link, will you be able to pull it up?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, I can. That's it. I'm getting rid of Soul's Attendant. I don't like both of them in the deck anyway. Soul's Warden just sounds cooler. And then we can
just making unilateral decisions.
Just unilateral decisions. I'm the one who shall decide. And then we'll add in that last swamp that we just cut out, putting us at a solid 99 card deck
with Ayli.
With Ayli, that is legal and ready to be shared. If you guys would like to check out the full deck list, you can find it right here. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to pull up this email. Danny, if you can take it off my computer real fast. You sent it to me, Josh?
Yep. I sent it to Rocket, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so it's time for the end step where we talk about something cool outside the world of Magic. Phil actually talked about this, I think, last episode, but we didn't get into it. I recently got a drone. So I got a DJI Phantom 3, and I've been having a lot of fun going out on weekends, hiking out into places and taking cool drone footage.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to show one here.
Oh, people are saying we have the lands wrong. Were we incorrect in determining how many lands we needed? Oh, we have more. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's half white. 38 symbols of white total. So we're going to have to be more half-halvesy here. So let's fix that up really quickly. So if you can go 10, 12. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, congratulations to Hipster Messiah for winning the last prize. Congratulations. So make sure you whisper me /W space at JF Wong. And then you can go ahead and send me that. I'll send you what to do. Josh, this is the end step. Dan, we're going to check out this sweet video. Josh, you got a drone recently?
I got a drone, and I've been taking cool videos with it, and it's super fun, and it actually makes me go outside, and do things besides play games at a table, which is good. So, yeah, we're going to play some footage.
Yeah, so this is a minute 44 of Josh Lee Kwai's awesome drone footage. Whoa! Wait, how'd you do this? Was someone else playing?
Nope. I learned how to program it.
Oh, no way! It's beautiful.
Yeah, so this, and then the next one will be up near, Lake Castaic. That's my car.
Oh my gosh, how's it following you?
I learned how to make it follow me.
You did some buds?
Some guys I ran into were also drone enthusiasts.
Oh, nice.
That's just some random car.
You know, Freddie actually went droning the other day.
Yeah, Freddie's big into it. Yeah, I want to
really
learn about that too. So that's me.
Nice.
I learned how to make it follow me, so.
Josh, you got a new follower. Congratulations. Is this that Coldplay song?
Yeah.
That's so cool that it just rotates around you.
Yeah, you can have it focus on a point of interest and just go.
Very
this
nice.
is Lake Castaic.
Did you put that EQ
Beautiful
on,
place.
or is that part of the song?
That's part of the song. They have some bad music edits in that song, actually.
Wow, this is beautiful. By the way, guys, if you like Kitchen Table Fables, this is 100% going to be part of the next
Yeah,
episodes.
we will definitely use the drone.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And they say you can't teach an old drone new tricks. Gavin Verhey in the chat. How's it going, Gavin? Oh,
What's up, Gavin?
So good to see you, buddy. Hopefully we're going to hang out very soon. Gavin's actually coming down to LA. So maybe.
So we will be hanging out. I'll be getting the brine elemental.
That's true. Beautiful.
All right, that's it.
That is awesome. Thank you, Josh, for sharing that with us. So guys, again, if you are in the chat right now, all you have to do to, really be a part of this show and also Rocket Jump is hit this little heart button. It's on the bottom left, and it will follow the channel. If you guys really want, you can subscribe as well. Thank you guys so much for watching.
So much fun.
The 100th
Thank you guys
episode.
for being part of the show. Here's to 100 more, Jimmy.
Yeah, here's 100 more. Here's to 300 more. Here's to being 80 years old and still playing Commander. Forever and ever. So guys, please make sure you hit that follow button. Follow the stream.
Yeah, special thanks to Eli, Holland, Danny, all for helping us out today. Special thanks also to Terry Robertson, who is our editor and will be editing this if you're not watching it live. A lot of special thanks to Phil, Craig, Vinny, and Wes for being our background EDH game and for also giving us a reason to give away prizes now and then. Jimmy just remembered there's 5 things he didn't give away yet, so this is going to be like our
to one person.
farewell giveaway.
Who's gonna get
foil,
the
full art lands?
set of 5 foil full art lands?
So if you stuck around all the way till the end, you get a chance at an extra bonus prize.
To win my personal collection of foil lands.
What are they typing in here,
nice.
Jimmy?
So to win, all you're gonna have to do.
Do not typing one. Do something else.
Not typing?
Yeah.
No more spam?
We're doing not typing because I think we prematurely shut down that.
Something new and exciting.
New and exciting has been asked for. Let's. What should we do that's new and exciting, Josh?
Okay. There is a word that I normally use. Oh no, that's a one-word thing.
You can do a one-word thing, but make sure it's something difficult because there's too many people who get the answer.
There's a farewell word that we normally use on this podcast. If you know it, go ahead and type it in.
Yeah. What is the farewell word that we use on this podcast? Type it in right now, and it's not typing.
First one.
All right, I think it is that guy. Ketjack, you are not allowed to enter.
Phil's over there trying to
He was actually the first person that answered as well. But the true winner is Jason is Confused, who said peace first. Congratulations, Jason is Confused. Send me a whisper on Twitch. You are the winner of 5 beautiful foil.
Man, those are gorgeous. Those are the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I chose some of the good ones.
Yeah,
I really like this. Is my favorite one of my favorite mountains as well.
Yeah.
So check it out. Send me a whisper on Twitch. I'll send you instructions. Congratulations, Josh, on the 100 episodes.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow the stream. Make sure you check it out every other day when they stream. You can see all the information on the page itself, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's a great time.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
And we will see you next time.
Peace.
Thank you for your attention. For further inquiries, send an email to commandcast@rocketjump.com or ask us on Twitter @JFWong and @JoshLeeQuai. See you later, alligator.
Greetings, humans.